Hello, welcome to Baelnorn and Friends, November edition, 2022. We are missing Ormus tonight because he is all fancy in a hotel room with no Wi-Fi. Today we have Sploo over there with a disapproving look. We got Blurry Man Raiden down there. Oh, sorry, Talius, game name.
Game name.
So I don't know if any of the other two people are drinking tonight because they're not as big as drinker as I am. But I have something called Dragon's Milk. It's by New Holland Brewing. It's a bourbon barrel aged stout. So hopefully it's good. It's going to be really dark. It's very
Okay.
dark.
Talius is drinking spam.
Drinking spam.
I'm drinking a Dr. Pill.
What's a Dr. Pill?
Dr. Pilk? It's
Oh.
Dr. Pepper and milk. Except the store-bought variety, it's Dr. Pepper Korean soda.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Dr. Pilk.
Interesting.
I should move things around so I can see
Dr.
chat. There we go. Are you drinking there? Anything there, Talius?
No, I'm gonna drink some water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So today at our local park on Silver Moon here in Kaiser, I guess is the closest location now. We did a turkey shoot. It was put on by Calzar at this time. Last year, it was done in uh, the Dallas Park by Sploob over here, and Sploob actually won this turkey shoot. How do you feel?
Best.
The best?
I'm the greatest archer of.
My favorite part is when you ran down a little kid.
I did run down a little kid. He was the turkey.
Yes, he was.
Wait, was it just one turkey?
No, it's a 1v1 archery turn.
Oh.
You score. Do you want the rules?
Yeah, I want the rules.
Okay. So each person starts with 6 arrows. You score a point them or their equipment with the arrow. No deaths happen. Bows broken. So try to get the points on the person. The round fired.
I caught like half of that.
Oh, did I cut
Yeah,
out? Sorry.
he did.
Oh, okay. So 6 arrows. 2 people. Points scored when you strike somebody with an arrow. You can't pick your arrows up on the ground. Once you fired your 6 arrows, the round ends. So the first person to fire 6 arrows ends the round. So it doesn't matter if you have arrows left. If somebody else has fired all 6, it just stops.
Interesting.
It's to force people to shoot at each other more.
I would just load all 6 of my arrows all in once, and I'd fire them all at the same time.
Yeah, when I ran it, I put a caveat on like firing double arrows, but Calzar did not. But it never happened anyway.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Land Sploob won.
Yeah.
But is somebody dressed up like a turkey?
Nobody was dressed up like a turkey.
Lame.
The prize is a turkey.
Fighting.
The prize is a turkey?
Yeah.
Like an actual turkey?
First
Yeah,
and second
take
got a
home and
turkey.
cook.
I donated one of the turkeys. I didn't want it back, so give it to Josh. I mean,
Nice.
Yeah. Now I have food. Food's good.
It's good. Turkey sounds like the worst thing to be given, like uncooked. It's like, here, have this turkey.
Have this 11-pound frozen turkey.
Have fun spending like 6 hours cooking this thing.
Well, we don't have a pan.
You can thaw it, cut it up, and cook it.
That's probably what I'll be doing because our pan isn't big enough for the turkey.
You could just make a big old turkey stock with it.
Oh my god.
Josh didn't really want the turkey. I just was like, "Hey, I saw your post. Take this turkey."
Take this.
Turkeys are a lot of work. A lot of
Yeah.
time, anyways.
Beggars can't be choosers. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I have a turkey now.
That's why I have a turkey now. Next year, you should give out a live turkey.
Yeah, let me get on that.
What do you mean?
Let's.
Actually, I was living in a place where we had a chicken run and chickens before, and our neighbors had turkeys and chickens, and one of the turkeys wandered over to our house, and we corralled it into the chicken run. So I guess it's not unfeasible.
To give somebody a live turkey?
Yeah, I could steal one.
You can
Wasn't that
buy
hard?
them.
Wasn't that hard to catch?
Oh
Why
my
would I buy
god.
a turkey? The turkey I was
They're
donated
around.
today was free for spending $125 in Winco.
You spent that much money, so for a punishment, they gave you a turkey to take home.
No, I didn't end up with it.
No, you
That's
did
because you
not.
just passed it off.
Too bad Josh isn't showing footage of me running down a little kid today.
Do you want me to? I can do that. It's on the computer
On the
now.
computer. Oh,
Yeah.
I look so dumb when I do anything athletic.
Don't we all?
I feel that. I have yet to have like a good picture taken of me in Amtgard. I always look monstrously stupid.
That's not true. There's that one picture I took of you. You said it was okay.
I'm really frumpy.
Was I fighting?
Yeah, it was Day of the Ditch.
Okay, I vaguely remember that one. Most of them, then.
Yeah, most of them. All but that
have
one.
I have like an album that I started collecting of just me with the worst faces imaginable. It
Man, I wasn't at the last Day of the Ditch. How was it?
was pretty good. Like,
That
well,
was some fun.
yeah, that was like somebody made where we had like another kind of Day of the Ditch for Steels and Knights.
Man!
Yeah.
I
Are you able to hear that?
Hear what?
No, good.
Man!
Found it.
Oh goody.
Man!
Oh. Oh, Lan can hear it. That's not good. Oh well.
Just playing it to everybody but us. To your stream. Let's unmute the stream.
Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing.
Just mute it.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh yes. So he shoots. And then he spills his arrows everywhere soon.
he just keeps running.
I didn't want to, I didn't want to lose you a kid, so I chased him down.
It falls.
I hit him in the arm. He keels over, and then I shoot him again. Oh, I'm a terrible person. Oh, man.
Damn. Ruthless. Oh, it kind of looks like I have little cat ears right here.
Oh crap, the video cut out. Of course it did.
Oops.
Oh, there we go.
You
I'm
didn't
gonna play
wait.
again.
I gotta see it all. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I did look stupid, like normal.
Like normal. I think you just looked goofy. Just you were aiming down the entire time, so it's like you're like bent
Because
over.
he's short.
Yeah.
He was short. I didn't want to hit him in the head. He's a child.
He's a child.
All right.
How many times have you chased after a kid with arrows and shot them repeatedly? Tell you.
Probably at least once.
Once?
Yeah, probably. I played.
Same.
I played like a bow. I don't remember what I was playing, but I was playing some like monster with a bow in a quest up in Alaska, and this park had like a lot of kids, and I was just like,
Come on!
Okay, it should be played now over all of our faces, so everyone else can see it.
Quiver.
There it is.
another arrow like shoot you at anybody. The fall is so rough.
You guys shot more of yet?
Yeah, Netflix shot 4 arrows
Oh
at
my
him.
God.
At that point, he falls.
Oh, God.
Like,
That's
so tiny, so I ran way up on him. This 30-year-old
Okay.
man with a mustache chasing around an actual child.
No, dude.
Try to sell that to
Okay.
anybody, but then he just falls and I can't go. No remorse. It's a tournament, baby.
The tournament.
I just walk at him and he's like, I'm a murderer.
Oh, Grumpus Gus, thank you for 27 months of tier 1 subscription. I really appreciate that.
Wow.
Cheers. It's a very dedicated friend. Luckily, Lucian was more upset that he lost all his arrows than he got completely whooped. So
Yeah, so at one point when he's running, Quiver turns upside down and all the arrows fall out. So this kid is running away from a full-grown man with no arrows in his quiver while he's getting shot.
That's rough.
The pure terror.
Count Mezek, thank you for subscribing with your Prime. 9 months. Really appreciate it.
No.
This is actually smoother than I thought it would be. It's really
Dr.
nice.
Pilk?
No, the bourbon aged stout. Bourbon barrel aged stout.
Have you
Thought it'd
tried
be
like?
more bitter.
Have you tried real pilk?
Yeah. Tried Dr. Pilk and Real Pilk.
Is it good?
No. Dr. Pilk is better than Pilk, but they're not good.
They're not good.
It's 1-to-1 ratio, so there's like no carbonation, and it's just milk soda. You know, like how could it be good?
I don't
That
know,
sounds
man.
terrible.
There's so many people that were saying it was good. I was like, I almost want to try it, but I feel like I'm being conned.
Yeah. Oso Calzar and I tried it at their house. The regular Pilk. My old roommate used to, instead of doing root beer floats, he would do Pepsi floats, and it tasted just like that. So I'm sure he would enjoy it.
Yeah.
The Dr. Pilk tastes somewhat like the soda Dr. Pepper, but less carbonation.
Interesting.
Things
I
that
mean,
I
it's
will
not
not try.
appalling.
Yeah.
Did you say you won't?
It sounds
try?
appalling.
It's not appalling. It's
I knew
Okay.
somebody. They used to take those like little packets of like salted nuts and stuff you get at like gas stations, and they would put them into their Pepsi.
Now that's weird.
Yeah,
That is just
I
a little weird.
I didn't get it, but they did it every time. I was like, all right, that's it. That's what you want to do.
Are they a criminal?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Sounds
They were
criminal.
like one of my mom's friends, so they were like way older, but.
Did they eat the nuts?
Yeah.
Okay. At least they didn't
Yeah,
waste it, I guess.
It was weird. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. And they didn't even pour in like the entire package. They would pour in like half the package and then like eat some of the nuts and then drink that also had the nuts in it. So I don't know.
Sounds a little nutty to me.
question.
So there was jugging a couple weeks ago at IO. Did you participate?
Yeah, I lost every game. No, actually, I won the first game, but I lost all the games after that. We got put on like random teams after our first like run of it. And my team was like 4 people who didn't play Amtgard until like recently. And the first match we were against like Miller and DeVry, and then like a couple other people that were like good stick too. So I was like, oh, this is rough. And I was playing quick because everybody on my team wanted to play something else. And we were doing like not a new rule, but like the version where everybody moves on the stone count. So I couldn't even like fight people with daggers to like kill their quick. I just had to run away from like.
Oh, so you're playing where the quick can't move first?
No, the quick. So the quick, like everybody moves on the stone count basically. So it's what they call like the first stone. Like everybody can move. So like if you're not gonna like kill somebody really quickly in the center circle, you're just gonna get stabbed by the polearm. And so I was like, I'm just gonna avoid that and see if we can manage something else.
Yeah, you want to avoid having your wrist broken.
Is that the official jugging rules now?
No, that's just like how we were playing, and we wanted to try something different out today.
Opinion. Was it bad?
I think it put a lot less emphasis on how important your quick was because like it wasn't like, oh, if I'm good at dagger fighting and I win that exchange in like the middle, then it's like a huge boon for my team. It's like, oh, like if you're like really, really good and you can like beat somebody really quickly, it might matter, but mostly it's like more focused on like getting the dogs going, getting out of the circle faster. It was kind of weird though, because we still had like the death circle going on until the dog skull was out. So there's like a few times when I just like.
So you'll just get stabbed by the pole.
Yeah, a lot of the time you just get stabbed by the pole. So I
feel
just
like you
left.
can't.
I let the other quick have it. And I was like, whatever, take it.
Yeah, that's weird to keep that.
Yeah, it was interesting for sure. Yeah, there was like I got to kill DeVry with the dagger though when he was fighting Sword and Board.
Oh, he was sword and
Good
board.
deal.
Not
Yeah, I
falling.
killed him with a dagger.
DeVry not falling. All right.
But it was pretty good. Had a lot of fun. There was a lot of good like attitudes. So everybody
That
was
can be
having
tough
fun.
in jugging.
Yeah,
Very.
I'm
I
sure the
mean,
game is really fun when people are enjoying.
yeah, that's kind of my opinion on it too. Is like when people are playing it to have fun, it's really fun. But when people are playing it like really competitively, it's like, oh, this is kind of lame.
Yeah, it's like, is it a good game,
No.
or should we just play Phoenix League instead?
I don't like Phoenix League either.
Really?
It's like no, it's like the same thing as jugging basically, but like now people be mad about spells too.
True. We have a Phoenix League match tomorrow that I have to be at
Yeah,
10 a.m.
interesting.
They
Yeah,
move it to 10 a.m. I thought it was 10:30.
Well, it's 10:30, but that's
Oh,
when it
okay.
start.
Yeah, so really it's gonna start at like 11, but
I don't know.
Never know. It's
I'm not even playing. I'm literally my team's referee, donated referee. So,
interesting.
yeah.
And they still want you to wake up at fucking 10 a.m.
No, I have to drive an hour.
Oh my god. Disgusting. They realize it's a
Terrible.
weekend, right?
There's
Well, our KLE last week started at 9:30.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I did not go at 9:30. I mean, it's a good
I
thing
didn't get there
they
until
did for
11.
whatever they needed to do. They were doing like a relic auction and stuff. So.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's winter, so it gets dark quick.
Land said, except it didn't.
Nobody was even fighting at 11.
Oh no. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like that with the season.
Winter's tough.
Yeah.
Like our park today, it was like 4:30, and nobody had been playing for 30 minutes at that point. You know, it's like everybody left it.
Yeah.
It most.
Our day today was like pretty relaxed too. We had like a Matrix come out, and he was like running some like board games and stuff. And then we basically like ditched for a couple hours, and then most of us just sat around and talked for like another hour and then left. Like pretty low energy.
That's a chunk of our park anyways.
Yeah.
Just we'll like come out, fight for 10 minutes, talk. It's like
Yeah.
all right. It's like all right, play a game.
Yeah, I'm pretty guilty of
Yeah.
that.
Today we had our like there was at least a couple battle games. But we only got 2 battle games today.
Well,
You
there
didn't
was a
like
tournament
battle
though.
games, man.
Huh?
Said I thought you didn't like battle games, man. What happened?
What battle games are
Battle games are what?
huh?
Said battle games are what?
Great. I like battle games.
I do too. We've been having some like good games. There's been a lot of people coming out to IO, and I've been like I'm the champion right now, so I've been like running some like games that a lot of the newer people really like because it's just a little silly, like little silly mechanics that like a lot in the past we haven't been using like any sort of like field effects or any sort of like additional mechanics at all. It's like, oh, it's capture the flag and that's it. It's like, oh. So like now they're like, oh, we can just do random things in the game also, and it makes it more fun. I'm like, yep, there you go.
Capture the flag with lava? Like,
Yeah, I actually so I had a game. It was like you just had to kill people and then like drag them into like this bigger circle to like cook them, and then I called them nuggets. It's like a little ping pong ball. It's like people nuggets, and you bring it back to your dragon and feed it. Like that was the premise. But there was like these hula hoops that were just like steam fences. Like if you step on these, you're dead. And people, I don't know why they liked them so much, but they really liked this steam fence. They thought they were really cool. It's like okay.
maybe they tried to back people into the steam vents.
They did. A couple people died like just accidentally, like in them running around. They're like, no.
I mean, see, it worked. It was something different.
Just something funny. I had this. I did a game that I made them all drive around in the hula hoops. And they're like, oh, can we just hold them? I was like, no, you got to be inside. So they're like holding the hula hoops like this as their boats. They're like walking around. I was like, this is so good to watch.
Oh, so your approach to game design is how to make people look silly and the most ridiculous you can.
It's that wasn't the point, but I was like, this is like enjoyable, but they liked the boat so much. So I was like, I had the next week I had like a vote on what people wanted to play for like our second game, because we weren't gonna have like time to run a bunch of games within like our normal playtime, and so they voted on another boat game. So
Another boat game.
they like it.
All right. Boat game.
Boat game. Yeah. Now I want to get like a PVC like ship to kind of put together, like just not even like just like a shape, really, like a square with a triangle on top of it kind of looking thing, so I can make them all walk around in it. They love
Wow.
it, dude. They love it. One of the people at our park is playing a scaler recently. They get like aquatic, and they're like, "Can I play a scaler in like this game?" And I was like,
Boat game.
"No." I was like, not this one, because it's like it would be so
All water.
yeah. And then they were like, "Oh, that's lame. I'm never gonna play Skiller." I was like, "No, you'll be able to play it." And like the next week, they voted on another bow game, and he's like, "Can I play it in this one?" I'm like, "Yes." There's like a little bug flying around my room.
I do not enjoy monsters.
I don't
but-
hate them. Like I like them in a small quantity. Like one every once in a while is fine. When they especially when they're not playing something like just to be broken, they just want to be goofy. Which whatever. I don't mind. But then there's like some people who are like, "Oh, I'm gonna play Boar. Just get unlimited fight after deaths."
What's wrong with that?
Oh man.
Oh,
Phoenix League
Lance says you need to look at
threshold.
the rules
I
for
just
review.
did.
What are
Okay.
they?
For refresh, it's terrible. So in Phoenix League's current version, once per game, each team can claim a refresh when they have equal or less points than the opposing team. It can only be claimed between rounds by notifying the Reeve and the other team. When a team claims a refresh, all their enchantments are removed.
Interesting.
Oof.
It removes your enchantment. It also is just like you can randomly like, we want a refresh.
I guess you can only do it if you're losing though, or tied.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
can't
like,
refresh if you're winning, which is quite strange. Yeah.
It's like,
So,
oh,
like, if
it's
you're needing a
interesting.
refresh, theoretically you should be winning because you use more powerful spells than the other team.
Yeah, I don't.
Sounds like it's just a way to get rid of the other team's enchantments because they're too much.
You used to refresh at like halftime.
No, it gets rid of your own
Interesting.
enchantments.
Your own. The other team gets to keep theirs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never
It
mind.
says when a team claims a refresh, all their enchantments are removed. So it doesn't punish the other team or anything.
No.
Damn. Okay.
And the other team doesn't get a refresh, it looks like. So it's like you just have to be losing to claim a refresh.
It's kind of like a catch-up mechanic, it seems, but it just also like it's like if
Yeah.
I'm losing.
Do you want to re-enchant?
Yeah, like that'd be good for like getting back like Finger of Death kind of stuff, but like
Okay, your whole team is barbarians, and you're fight after deathing a lot.
yeah, there you go, there you go. I mean, what do you have to win by in Phoenix League? Is it like 2 points, or is it
I
like?
think it's. I don't know if it's a win by 2 or if it's just a first to something. I have to review the rules since I have to read it tomorrow.
First to 7.
Lance is no margin,
7.
just first to 7.
Nice. I mean, that could be if you like bait out them and just like tie with them for a while, and then like we're like
6
okay,
to 6 call refresh.
yeah, I'm like all right, all barbarians, let's go.
I've seen all barbarian teams. Didn't work out very well.
Barbarians like good now though. It's like a good class.
It's good, yeah. It's like good now. Like what the freaking Blood and Thunder.
Oh yeah, that's literally what people like where I like came from when that change came through. We're like, why is this a per refresh? Like the entire time it's like it should just be unlimited. And then they like started adding progressively other stuff to it, and then we're like, oh, okay. And then they're like, now we're gonna make it unlimited. It's like, oh, nice, sick, dude.
Yeah. Phoenix League is in. Though Black Spire's Phoenix League representative is a banned player, so we probably should get that up.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm just gonna
It's a
skip over
band
that.
player?
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip over that.
I can't believe they
Consider
make
it skipped.
bards use the generic chant in Phoenix League. Why can't somebody sing AC/DC while I'm out there competitively?
Because they don't want it to be confusing, dude.
Not like you can understand what's going on anyways, because noise pollution and everybody's screaming at each other.
Yeah,
For
I
real.
was talking with somebody the other day. They're like, oh, I wish we had like a bunch more people to play like bigger battle games. I was like, bigger battle games are great in theory until like you just can't hear anything because everybody's casting verbal magic all the time. It's like,
They're fun when they have spread out objectives. Like
yeah,
when I remember at NLCC spring, going up, and there was like that school zone game, that pretty big battle game. Uh, and since it had like 5 different objectives on the field, it felt pretty spread out. It wasn't like 2 armies clashing.
yeah, that's good. I feel like
And maybe it wasn't. Is the NLCC before last? No, what is it? Maybe that's.
yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
slept in an Adirondack. That's all I remember.
Just why everything should just be spell balls, then you don't have to worry about verbals.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
what about? But then, like, verbals exist for people that are so unathletic that they can't even throw a ball. And I don't mean that as a bash on Kyan, because today at breakfast he literally said he wizard because he hates throwing things.
Interesting. No, I just think I think that less classes should have like verbal magic, honestly.
Only
Like,
wizard.
no, like we could have like the magic classes obviously are gonna need verbal magic to like function, but like there's like ways that we could do.
Why does warrior need insult?
Why does warrior need insult? It's like it's like thematic, really. It's not like that good. Yeah, it's but it doesn't force them to attack you though. It just makes it so they can only attack you. They can just run away from you, which they're gonna do anyways.
I mean, that's effectively tanking. You're making them not fight other people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they can't fight other people when they're running away from you. So if you just run at them, then you're doing the same thing. You don't need the spell.
Have you played? Do you play with javelins ever?
Yeah,
Have you played with new javelins?
yeah, they're
Okay.
awesome.
I made 2 javelins last night, and I'm playing, and Kalzer and I both have one of the javelins, and then he has this crushing pole. And so it's like we walk up to the person with the shield, pull through javelins, and then he hit him with the.
So the week that was released, me and Matrix, we were playing. He was playing Barbarian, I was playing Anti-Paladin, and we had a bunch of javelins, and we both have great swords that are crushing breaking. Or he has a spear that's crushing breaking. I have a great sword that's crushing breaking. And so we were just like hucking javelins at people's stuff, and then like crushing their shield. I was like, oh, the shield meta's dead, dude. Just destroying everything.
It's like, oh wait, I could have done this before with rocks.
Yeah. Well, like I don't know if this is like some figment of my imagination, but when I first started playing, I swear that you had to use 2 hands to throw rocks. And then I was reading the rule book again, and I
I've
was
heard
like,
people say that, and it definitely is not in the rules.
It's an
it's
older
not
edition thing.
now. It's not now. I think it was like really early in V8. That's how it was, and I just never noticed the change. Because I remember like looking at that and being like, "Oh, that's so bad."
No, that would be terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I think 10 inches is just too much because you only like you're not going to be able to really carry like 3 rocks around to break somebody's shield. So it's like like oh, okay, here's this rock. All right, I'm gonna get that later and come back for you. Shield's toast. Yeah, no. My game plan for anti-paladin right now is just like I was like, oh, when I have flame blade, I just use like Florentine. When I don't have flame blade, I just gonna pull off my greatsword and crush shields anyways.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah. I'm actually got some Hellcore that I put a big old crushing tip on. So it's like I have this 6-foot thing that I'm ready to go smack with, because like I don't really like long poles
yeah.
personally. Like I'm really terrible at them. But like, I have this like 5-foot like great sword that I play with, but it's not crushing breaking. But like, I enjoy playing with that to like meme around and flurb it up.
Yeah,
But it's
that's
like,
why I got mine.
yeah, but
That's
like
so
crushing
goofy.
things is like, yes, it needs to happen. So I'm actually just like staring at it. I need to
Yeah.
finish it. Cover.
Yeah, my greatsword is like a flat blade, so it's like still stupid light. Like,
Yeah.
I also made this like teardrop shield. It's like a buckler. I'll be back.
Ooh. Yeah.
Look at all that garb.
So what?
Hello.
What?
Matrix is here now.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna talk about him. So him
Let me
he came down
focus.
He's a
came down
blurry
for
mess.
our Matrix came down for our 2v2 tournament that was pretty small, but they were rocking these great swords with
The
these
shoulder
like
shield?
shoulder strap
Yeah.
shields. And it did work. It actually did a lot of work. Like, it was hard to get them with the shield, but it became it made me like question. It's like, at what point is that just a backstrap shield?
That's
Because like the strap is going around their back, so I'm like, ah, okay.
when so we had a 2v2 tournament up at IO that Ormus ran, and me and Matrix were partners for it, and that's when he like debuted the shield. And I was using a like a large teardrop shield and a flail that I was fighting with, and he was fighting with that. And Ormus was like watching, he was like reading, and he's like, I don't know if that's allowed, because like it got hit and it just swings around his tiny
Goes to
little
the back.
arms. Goes to the back. And he was
I'm like, I guess we're playing Baelnorn now.
And, like, it's like, yeah, I just think we should like let back shields be legal. I don't care.
Yeah,
That's invulnerable armor, you know.
I don't care, dude. Like if somebody is coming up from behind you, they can hit you underneath the shield or something. Like, it's not.
I
like,
would say I would be okay with back shield if they couldn't be worn with armor. Because if a warrior puts on 6 points of plate and then back shields, I'm going to lose my mind. They like 6 point armor, back shield, Florentine. I'm going to quit the game.
Dude, it's fine. Who cares? Just hit him with the sphere of annihilation in the back. He's dead.
No, not in the shield. It just breaks the shield. You got to hit him in the armor part to kill him.
Fireball, then a sphere.
What if it's hardened?
Oh, that only prevents a non-magical though. See?
Oh right, fireball can break it still. Yeah. I never play wizard,
Mm,
so I don't have fireball, so I always forget that part.
yeah. Well, that sounds like a skill issue.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ouch. Ouch.
This is Matrix
Ooh.
made a new toy.
Matrix makes things that terrify me.
Yeah.
This is one of them. If I had that, I would try my best to hook it around somebody's legs and pull as hard as I could.
So there's a section in the rule book that talks about not letting
Tripping.
people.
Tripping. I'm just saying what I would do. If I'm in a ditch and there's a child, they're getting flipped. That's all I'm saying.
I would just be trying
That's
to
from
do,
the man
like,
that runs him down.
like the hook on like the old timey shows when they like hook them away, you know, like drag them away. Yeah.
Like, what if you hook good on somebody's shield with that thing, you're just pulling them to the ground.
It's funny. I think that will break before anything like that happens. Honestly,
absolutely. It is.
What is
No,
it?
it's
Is it
for the
just
quest
is
tomorrow,
just-
and I don't expect
is
it
it
to
just
live past the quest.
PVC that's like heat bent?
no. Is this like a tennis racket?
It's a racquetball racket.
Oh, it's a
racquetball, sorry.
it's a
Like a
racket.
racquetball racket. Yeah.
That's still terrifying.
Yeah. It's interesting. We'll see. He said he made it for a quest tomorrow. So.
Scary.
It's one.
Yeah.
So
What
Grumpus
counts as a
Gus.
stab tip?
Oh, Grumpus Gus coming in with build knowledge. He doesn't think that back shields are all that game breaking. If anything, they restrict the wear of shots unless made right.
Yeah.
I mean, back shields were pretty game breaking when they could have 90-degree angles and people would make the ones that could just go over their shoulders in Baelnord, so they had invulnerable shoulders and backs.
That's
See,
ridiculous.
that's interesting. I feel like the people that would make those things would also not be the people that are good at fighting, though. So I'm not worried. Shit. Yeah. What's the back? Oh, that one's.
Yeah.
I was trying to open up my sealed copy of Ghost in the Shell standalone.
You have a sealed.
complex.
Why do you have a sealed copy of Gits?
So I dog sat for Raph, and he was like, "Here, I have this box of PlayStation 2 games that I've been dragging around for a while. You can have this PlayStation 2 in these games." I'm like, "Cool." And I popped them up. There's like a bunch of these games. They're like some JRPG tactic game called Suikoden, and like apparently it has like a decent fan base. I'm missing like the one game out of the collection though.
We have to get it now.
No, it's like $800.
Bummer.
I gotta stir my stew. I will be back in a second.
Okay.
Dude, drink it afterwards. It'll give you superpowers.
Or he'll be died.
Is it my book? Yeah. These people just come into my room and start just touching on my shit, man.
You're being robbed, bro.
Could you give me some water? Yeah. Here, take this cup. Thank you.
I forgot that this is 11%. I'm already
Oh my
buzzing.
God. Yeah, dude, I could not drink today. I'd be dead. I'd be
Why?
dead. Because I have been eating really poorly.
Hmm.
Because I've been
Should eat
coding
better.
a lot. Yeah, I should, but I just don't have. I haven't had the time. I have like an entire week off though. That started last Friday. Last Friday. Yesterday. There we go.
Well,
So.
time is a construct, I guess.
Yes. Drinks.
Well, at least you're drinking water. That's good.
Yeah, I drank like like a 12-pack of Red Bull this week.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. You trying to
I've-
figure out how to turn that on, but
Yes.
I thought I was bad drinking like one or monster a day,
yeah.
but apparently not compared to you.
No, I mean I drank them over the course of this week, but there's like a few days that I drank like one a few days, and then I drank like 4 one day. I was like, oh my God, I drank 3 today. It's not good.
Energy? Are we talking about energy drinks right now?
Yeah.
Red Bulls. I drank 3 Red Bulls today.
Oh man, so I got like one of the. I was like Costco. I was like, oh, there's red sugar-free Red Bulls, and I bought it, and it was like I was like went I think a week and a half of like 2 a day, and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to pee rocks if I keep doing this.
Yeah, that's I don't normally drink energy drinks like that, but occasionally I get on like the kick for them, and I'll just drink a whole bunch of them. It's never good. I always feel real bad afterwards. But during it, I feel fast.
I'm
The
trying
hell are
to
they
think
playing?
of when I would be.
You never played ATV Off-Road 30?
I have,
Oh.
but like,
Oh man,
Also
that
never
game.
seen you.
You got to go to the desert level. You got to go to the desert level and just fly, dude. Hit those sand dune launches.
yeah, I have played this like PlayStation for like probably like 7 minutes since I got
ATV
it.
Off-Road Fury might be my most played PlayStation. Of all time.
Interesting. I didn't really play PlayStation a lot. I played like Xbox and like I played like some PlayStation 1 stuff, but I was like so little, I don't even remember.
Yeah, you're young.
Yeah, I am young. So is Cameron.
I know, I'm the old guy.
Officially old.
Of course, I'm always the old guy, though.
I'm officially old.
How?
You're
I'm 30
25?
now.
You're
Oh,
not
you're 30?
30?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean-
30 on the 7th.
You're not 30.
If you're 30,
dude.
you're basically 40, and you're basically dead, right?
This is literally what I said to Locke. Like the last time I saw, I was like, I'm like 22 now, and 22 is basically 25, and 25 is basically 30, and 30 is basically 40, and you're basically dead when you're 40. So I'm basically dead right now.
No, wait till you hit 30, then you die.
Then you die. No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've been dying for a
My
while.
family has like stubborn genetics. Like my grandma is like
30 isn't even 30.
what does
that
that
supposed
even mean?
Well, he's the
I mean,
old guy.
To be honest, I still feel 20.
That's good.
I don't, but I think that's because I don't drink.
Oh.
You
Well,
know,
I still feel
alcohol-
young. I drink.
I
yeah.
have to. So I have to drink it. I have to drink a Winter Bash for Joel. Gonna have a fucking rager. Oh, sorry, one F-bomb out.
One F-bomb out.
That's our limit, right? I hope I'm never 37, 38.
It just skipped
I
those
hope
2
it-
years.
I hope it ends before that.
It ends as in your life or the world.
It
I don't
happens.
need
It
to be
happens.
selfish.
I don't need to be
Everybody can come with me if they want.
They can come with me if they want. What an outlook. What an outlook on life.
Maybe there will be a mission to Mars, and I'll be selected as the sole first person.
Dude,
Only if there's like a 50% off on the Nike decades. I want to get a good deal on my decades. Thank you very much. Also, has space bus fare gone up there, Ryan?
Why would he know?
Well, he told me to get Nike Decade, so I thought maybe he has his finger on the space bus fare for taking Hail. Hail Bop doesn't come around before I'm dead. I can't. How am I supposed to? Yeah, Hail Bop won't be around in my lifetime, so I missed out.
what is that?
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate? I'm so lost in this conversation right now, I gotta be honest.
Another cult that killed themselves because of a comet.
Oh. Nice.
The Hail Bop comment.
It was pretty bright.
And they wore like Nike clothes, and specifically all of them wore Nike Decades because they got
didn't
a
know
good
that.
deal on shoes.
What?
They got a good deal on.
Interesting.
And I don't think Nike sells the shoe anymore. Nike Decade.
Because of that?
Uh-huh.
Cowards.
Bad PR.
What do you mean?
They're missing
bad
out on a
PR?
market.
These people literally decided that they wanted to be wearing the best shoe on the market when they went out.
They got a good deal on.
It was in October '96.
Yeah, what blows my mind about Heaven's Gate is there's still a guy that maintains the website.
That book.
His duty was to be left behind to maintain the website.
I forgot.
Does
I
he
forgot
continue
open
to
like,
maintain
really
it?
summer sky with color.
Yeah, he
Cat bomb
does.
it.
Wow.
It looks like it's from
I
96
know.
also.
This is just the first one I saw.
Is it from GeoCities?
It looks like it's from 96 straight up.
I was obsessed
Same
with
website.
this when I was in middle school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dedication, I guess.
Yeah. Talis, you're a master, right? Of
Yes.
battle.
Of hiding my dirty laundry. Yeah, I am.
You're, what's your kingdom's thing with that? You guys like chill about it? Not so chill about it?
like battle masters?
Yeah, do you have any Knights of Battle yet?
No. That's a whole can of.
All right.
Open it. Open it.
No. I came up for my vote, And I failed my vote. Degar failed his vote. And then so Heron and Gen got their battle masters as well. So we're gonna see if some things happen, but there's some interesting shadow stuff going on right now. So not good.
Bring it into the light.
Well, there is well, I don't know if this is the right word, but like a constituent, like a group of people who don't want to vote me in until the car has gotten his knighthood because they want him to be the first battle knight, and I don't care either way.
They
But
want him to have no equal. Okay.
yeah, and so like they're just kind of finding like whatever reasons they can to not vote people in because he didn't get voted in.
Could it be that you're not a good person?
It could be that. It certainly could be. But it's just funny because like so I wasn't told this by Knights on the Circle. I just knew it through my dreams.
Should we not
But
talk about it?
no, it's fine. I don't give a shit. What are they gonna do? No vote me again in 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. They're probably going to anyways. But basically, the things that I was like, some of the things that I was like people were like, they're like, oh, like talked about like my behavior and stuff, mostly from like 2 years before COVID. So it's like okay, like whatever, that's fair. But then there was like somebody who was talking about how I in a game at Pack War got mad and left the field. It wasn't even me that happened to, like that did that. It was Rye and Skeeter left because they were like, they're heavy guys wearing armor and like a really hot day, so they're like, okay, this game's like almost over, we're gonna leave. And apparently that game I got mad and left, but realistically I was really hungover and I stayed on the field at my base for like 2 hours after the game was over. So it's just like I was like, and like this is like I got told that they're like, oh, like that's one of the reasons you got voted no. I was like, that didn't happen. That's just made up. Somebody just made that up.
Also, if you're mad and you leave the situation, how is that a negative?
Thank you. I was like talking because somebody like brought it to my attention and they were like, yeah. They were like, oh, the way you handle yourself when you're upset is not good. I was like, I leave. Like when I'm mad, I just leave. They're like, yeah, that's bad. I'm like, what? All right, dude. Like,
Wow.
I would tell them that you've never been upset in your life.
yeah.
Do you
Dude,
actually
I
get
also
upset?
me.
Yeah.
I don't. I get not like mad. I get frustrated at certain things. Like there's on the field, I try to like help the flow of the game go. So if like there's confusion about stuff, I will always like stop and like discuss it with people and like educate them if they're like confused about the interaction. But I get frustrated when people, especially people who are good enough to know better, are like basically camping me, waiting for me to end my conversation to like hit me in the back or like throw an ice ball
Sure.
at me or something like that. I'm like, this is like literally in the rules. It's like people shouldn't be punished for like doing that kind of stuff.
I would
or,
just
like,
stop
clarifying.
talking. If they hit you, be like, nope.
Yeah. And like that's I have thought about that, but I'm like most of the time I'm like I was like clarifying stuff, but I'm just gonna take it like whatever. But it's like there's like certain people that are like too good at the game to be like doing that shit. But like that kind of stuff is like I'm like, okay, that's peeping me for
Clarify
sure.
and be like, I'm gonna go walk back to my base and start over again.
Yeah, that's I think we need actual like discussion either in the rule book or just like as players, it's like if somebody's like clarifying, like if I'm talking with somebody and like it's taken me out of the game for like a good period of time, I think you really should just like run back to your base real quick and like come back.
Yeah, just go
like,
tap back in.
yeah. Because if like you're clarifying and you're like behind the enemy line when you do that, and then you're like they're like, oh, we don't want to attack him because he's clarifying, and then you're like,
And then
okay,
you
I'm
come
not
back and run
clarifying.
them on the
Like, yeah,
back.
it's like that's
Yeah.
goofy too. It's like, but yeah,
No,
it's
just go back, tap. I think you should
Yeah.
be able to be like, you're clarifying, you're like out of game, and then you just end being out of game by going back to your base and coming back in. No death.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah, I just I spend a lot of my time in battle games, especially at my home park, just like explaining rules to newer people, and like then I'll just like get camped with like ice balls or something afterwards, and I'm like, this is really unfun.
Have you
But-
considered barbarian?
I have actually. I've been leveling barbarian.
Me too. You're like ice
It's
ball.
too
What's
good.
that?
It's too good, especially because like there was like an ice ball meta at our like park, like
Everybody
real heavy.
has it at some
Yeah,
point.
and I was like the ways that you like counter the ice ball meta is like either people just actually taking release like they should and like using it, or like just throw a few barbarians out there and then like I was like go pick on that person in particular. And it's like okay, they're like yes, me hit stick good.
See that healer over there? Go walk at him.
Yeah. My favorite thing too is like if you just give them like a crushing breaking something and it's like the healer has nothing, like you just like what am I? Okay, I don't even have to fight you. I'm just gonna hit your shield until you're dead. But
I mean, the healer, but whatever.
the healer what?
This should rush the pole. Just
They can
go for it.
try, dude. What are you gonna do? They're gonna go, "Ugh, you killed me, and then they're gonna fight after death. You're gonna die anyways.
If they fight after death with the pole, just stand as close as you can to their face so they can't hit you with it.
Bro, you've never. You gotta bring daggers out when you're barbarian. Right?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Just run up to the warriors or barbarian with daggers and hit him as many times as you can.
Yeah, daggers are funny.
Yeah, I've like barely been playing the class, but it's like the amount of people that don't realize that a barbarian's hits are armor breaking is astonishing.
Yeah, a lot of people too, like because how the rule book the iterations it went through is like they're like, oh, like if you have armor breaking, you need to say armor breaking on every swing, and then they're like, well, if it's like you don't need to say armor breaking on every swing, you just need to say it at the beginning of the engagement, and then they should just know, right? And it's like, well, if you have armor breaking through like something like a trait, then you don't need to say it, and it's like so we just like shifted down. It's like it makes sense in theory. It's like, oh yeah, all barbarians are armor breaking, but like what happens a lot of the time is like you get like hit from the back or something by the barbarian, and like they don't say anything. You're like, oh, point, and they're like, no, armor breaking. You're like, oh,
okay,
so I'm dead.
They probably should have to say it for that reason alone.
Yeah. I think like just beginning the engagement is enough. Especially like not everybody knows that barbarians have armor breaking. Like newer people, they're not going to be like they're probably not going to have armor either. But still, it's like just like say it one time, like armor breaking. Oh, okay, that guy has armor breaking. Cool. But how do you feel about the other class changes that came through?
Which
like for like
scout?
Yeah, scout, anti-paladin, paladin, monk.
I think scout adaptive blessing.
What do you say?
Oh, sorry, I'm cutting out. I'm not close enough. I think the scout getting immunity is pretty strong.
Yeah.
In the sense that I think it's too strong with the other scout buffs.
I think
personally,
I want to see it play out a little bit more. I think it's powerful, but I don't think it's like game breakingly powerful at this point. I
think it's like pick a trait, pick something that you're immune to is pretty strong.
It's pretty strong, yeah. I think it is good though because it balances out like specialized like specialist classes. I feel bad for bards. Like because of it they have like another class that they can't really deal with. But
it probably needs some stipulations or something because like I don't know, being able to immune yourself to sorcery is inherently powerful.
Yeah, but you can't use like Shadow Step.
Sure, but like if you're immune to sorcery, oh no, can't use
Yeah.
Shadow Step.
I mean, like like the immunity to sorcery is not. I don't think it's like the worst thing. So there's like a few things that you get like.
And just scouts can get really stacked now. So it's like they have an immunity, they can get an extended immunity from something else.
Yes.
Then they can like take more enchantments, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're terrifying.
I think this is an issue with how enchantments are made right now. I think we need to like rewrite kind of how all enchantments are made and just get rid of the ability to stack enchantments altogether, except for specifically Scout Evolution. There's just one thing that lets you like do that.
Yeah,
That's
and
their,
you
like,
still have to be careful with like the broken interactions.
yeah,
But I
but
agree. Like if you had a hard enchantment limit period, and
yeah.
it's like EX didn't get around it. And
Yeah, because
stuff like
technically, when Scout was first released, you could give them Golem, then they could just die a whole bunch of times and recast Adaptive Protection on
Yeah.
themselves. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like you can give them, because like what is it? What is it called? Extended immunities, I think, is extraordinary from Paladins too. And so you can
is,
get
yeah.
you can get 2 immunities right off the bat without taking an enchantment slot, and then you can get 2 more enchantments. So you can get
Yeah.
something, you can get like Flame Blade or something to get like another immunity and Shield Crushing Armor Breaking, and then
Yeah.
like anything honestly at that point. It's like having 3 immunities, Shield Crushing Armor Breaking, and 3 points of armor is like nuts. But
I mean, you could get Command, Death, Flame for Flame Aid, and then you could also give yourself an immunity to something else.
yeah. Well,
And
you
so
could
it's like,
get if you went like adaptive, or not adaptive. You go adaptive protection. You choose something. Flame gives flame. Golem gives death. Extended immunity gives command. So you have like 4 right there with 2 enchantments like that are actually on you, which is like,
yeah.
and it's like the 4 good like the 4 good schools too. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like, what if they didn't? What if scouts had like subdual immunity, or like they couldn't do specific schools with it?
I think the solution to it is honestly that they can just pick one school at the beginning of the game, and they can just have it that school. So they
Oh,
can't.
just stick with it.
Yeah, they can't like switch between deaths,
So
because I think
they would have to have a spell list essentially that's like
kind of,
adaptive.
yeah,
It's like adaptive blessing, command,
yeah,
or
something. There's
whatever
a
they're calling
probably
it.
some better ways to word it, but yeah, just so like, because then it's not like, oh, I can just change from like command this life to like sorcery, or like flame, so I can go beat up that warlock, and then next life I'll beat up the like wizard or whatever, the warlock and the wizard. Oh my god, same class. Same class.
I mean, what if it had like a limitation that it couldn't be like with other things too? Like what if you couldn't stack kinds of effects?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just too easy to get immunities right now is the issue.
Everything's immune to so much.
Yeah,
Oh
it's a
my
lot. I don't necessarily like it. I like some, like I like having some classes that are immune to command. I think 3 is too much, and with like Scout being able to be immune to command, 4 is definitely too much. But like if there was like, if they chose like Paladin and uh Barbarian to be like immune to command, and then they made like
AP immunity.
yeah, like Subdual and like Flame or something like that, right? Then I'd be fine with that, because it's not like one class is getting locked, because everybody has immune to command. It's like one class becomes.
Let my assassins do something, please.
Yeah. That's another thing.
Assassins have just gotten bad because everything gets buffed but them, and then they're just like
Yeah,
not good anymore.
assassins are good in the context of like games that have field terrain, because they get to like circumvent a lot of field terrain. But recently, like most people are like, oh, we have the steel terrain. Oh, and you can't insub through it. And it's like, why?
Yeah, it's like oh,
Class
let's
sucks.
just kick them while they're down.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like, why?
it's like scouts are better now, so you're seeing more scouts, so assassins worse. Monks can deal with assassins now that are insubstantial.
Yep.
It's like poor assassin.
Poor assassins, dude.
Lan says
Like-
assassins don't need to be good. Being fun is more important than being good.
You're
Yeah, but
wrong.
being good is part of fun.
The class is only as good as the worst player on the opposite team.
The class is only as good as the one. Yeah, I think assassin could use some things like
Give me flail.
flail, huh?
Poison flail.
That's an interesting.
Did he say give assassin flail?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he said that.
No thanks.
I don't even think it's good. It wouldn't fix the class.
If we could actually just remove more flails from the class,
Give me coup de grace twice per life.
that ooh,
I'm fine with that too. Like it's just like if you think about Amtgard, where like everybody's
assassins
fighting,
used to have nunchuck. What?
nice. If like coup de grace is like, in my opinion, one of the weakest like capstone abilities now.
It's
Like,
still good.
it's
but
good, but like you
Yeah.
have to it has requirements, right, of like wounding people, and there's more armor on the field now.
So I've been
it's
playing
like,
a lot of assassin, right?
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's definitely like to this point now. It's like I'm on the field. I'm like, what can I kill with poison? Oh, almost nothing on this field
Yeah.
right now.
It's it's rough.
Count Mezek says that he thinks that assassins need to be able to charge more of their abilities.
Shadow step. Let him
I
charge
can
shadow
agree with
step.
that.
Assassin's only fun because you can take a bow and light throwing.
Yeah, I think something that we could also like look into is how daggers function in our game, because like they're pretty bad.
What if they were armor piercing?
That's what I was. If you hit somebody with a dagger, like we could even do like from behind, like if you like sneak up on somebody and hit with a dagger, you just kill them instead of having to
no.
like drum roll them.
Backstab's kind of weird, but like if you could armor pierce with dagger stabs, that would be
I
hilarious.
was fine with that too. If it was like an assassin only thing too, that would be good. But
Well, V9.
What is HFS? I'm not sure what
you're
that
saying all these
is.
things, and I don't know what they mean.
Assassins should be able to blink, walk up to somebody, and ambush out of blink.
World of Warcraft.
I should be able to end blinks. Instead of not being able to come out of blink when I'm next to people, I should actually be able to end blink by hitting somebody with my sword.
I would be fine with that, kind of like
So
the stipulations. The only issue I have with that is like you're gonna get hit now, that like while you're in self, and that's not really good.
I don't know.
rules.
About V9, we're not like supposed to talk too much about it, but our park is a test park and hasn't actually done it.
Yeah.
People aren't too excited about testing just the militia rules. But I was in a voice chat that heard people talking about they did actually test it at their park, and they were like, we mainly had this confusion with swings that come from above the head with that change, because they have like this, if it's coming from above the head, it's like not a legal strike. Like basically you can't 12 to 6 with polearm.
Oh.
But then it was like any shots, right? And they're like, well, a lot of shots come from that angle when you're going for somebody's shoulder, and it's like they kind of like clarified that it's like if it could reasonably hurt somebody from that angle.
Anything can hurt
So
someone.
basically, yeah, but if you like swing at somebody's shoulder with your sword, that's not an illegal shot. But they're like, if you're 12 to 6ing with an 8-foot pole arm, please stop.
Well, that leaves ambiguity, and I don't like that in rules.
No, me neither.
Welcome to Amtgard, the ambiguity game.
Solan said HFS was the rule set.
Oh, that's like the
Dune
Texas one
used.
that's like got a bunch of people that are knighted in that game, but not knighted guard.
Interesting.
But then there are Amtgard knights that are also knighted in that. I think California has one part. Yeah. I remember looking at like Amped Wiki and that stuff being on it, and I'm like, why is this on Amped Wiki? Yeah, but weren't they playing like V5 or something?
Well, I don't know. Lan probably knows. He'll probably mention it.
Yes.
Yeah, parks could knight people. There was no requirement to be a park. Whew. It's like, I am Sir this guy.
Yeah, I'm actually a knight in that game also.
Nice. You have
Yeah.
a park, an HFS
Yeah.
park.
Yeah, you're also a knight in that game. I don't know if I ever
Nope.
told you, but you
No
are.
thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, I knighted you. No takesies backsies.
Yeah, no takes of access.
Oh, better than V6 and V7. Like, let's revert to HFS rules.
No, if it's anything like the old, like I've seen so much stuff from like the old rules, and I'm like, that is a terrible idea. Like, why did you guys ever do that? Oh my god.
I
What
mean, I look
I
at V8 and then I'm like, why do you do some of these?
Oh, I agree. I really want them to get rid of like how one of the biggest issues I have with the game right now is how Seal Life Essence functions.
You
It's
don't
just
Seal
like
life?
no, because like so you have to kill somebody, right?
And then
Or like
touch
find
them physically.
and you have to touch them physically, which is like
Or is it the fact that when somebody's walking back to base, you can just run and steal life them wherever they are on the field?
you can do it, you can do that, which is like silly. Or there's another weird thing is like so if I kill you and then I'm gonna steal life you and you start running away from me
As a dead person
as a
running.
dead person, so you're now interacting with a live person in a way that's like beneficial to your team. It's like I think it should just be like a kill trigger, or you can use it on like
No,
a
it should
dead
be.
player.
No, it should be a kill trigger.
Kill
It's got a
trigger.
lot of
makes sense.
terrible. It's got a lot of terrible interactions. Like
Yeah.
this happened, and I'm like, that is really cheesy. I don't like that. It was a player was dead. His teammate called over, "Hey, come here."
Yeah, I mean,
And stole his life. Yeah. And I'm like, no. That's some gray area stuff. Stop that. Don't do that. That is not in the spirit of this
like
game.
things like I want it to be able to be used like at base, because like if you're like a healer, right? It's like you're like sitting at base resting people. It's
Sure.
like, oh, like what's your count? Oh, I'm like 55. I'm like, okay, cool, yoink. Like, and then they're gonna respawn anyways. Like whatever. But like having somebody that's like back at the start of like VA, what was happening is barbarians would die. They'd use their fight after death to run back to healers to get resurrected.
I mean, okay.
It was just bad, but they really didn't like that they were doing it, so they're like, you can't do that.
So if you can do something in the game and it's just worse to do it, I think it should be allowed.
I agree.
Like I can't remember there's this interaction. It's a really dumb rules interaction. Specifically that has to do with shove. Shove doesn't have a timer on it. It specifically ends when you reach the 20 feet away from where you got shoved, right? So if you get shoved and then lost, you have to go back to your base, come back from the lost, return to where you were shoved, like where you were losted, and then finish your shove. Like that is how the rule plays out. And so there's a lot of these like weird like shove delaying like things they were talking about, and I'm like, or we could just I was like, you could just change the rule where shove, if something else happens, the shove stops. And they're like, oh, but we don't want people stopping the shove by like shoving their teammates. It's like, well, if you have to shove somebody that's being shoved, it's just worse than letting them finish the shove. So like,
Yeah. I actually hate shove as a spell. I think it's so bad.
Some people love it a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Shove could be cool if it was a one-line spell.
Yeah. I want it to be like one line, wildly less frequent. Like, because like when I say shove, it's never like they're like, oh, like I'm gonna use this like strategic. They're like, I'm gonna shove that guy in armor all the way across the field over and over again. It's like, that's not fun. It's not fun for anybody. You're just bullying.
I've seen shove okay. Like I've seen like when people are like actually have this like armored people standing next to each other, you shove the guy
Yeah,
with the pole arm away, and then you go fight them so you don't get killed with the pole arm. But
yeah,
it's like,
that's fine.
but rarely it's used in a way that I enjoy for sure.
Yeah, it's a very anti-fun like game mechanic. This is I feel the same way about ice balls. It's like ice balls are like just like they're too strong and too frequent. Like how many games have you played where you haven't been frozen? Right? It's like
Yeah.
none, dude. Like you get frozen every game.
I mean,
I think
we talked about this at Pack War before
yeah.
with ice ball. It's like ice ball could be reasonably nerfed into like just worse advance,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I
it
would be
would
fine with
be
that. I
less toxic. So
I think like either you could bring it down to an advanced like effect, or just make it a level 6 ability that cost you get 1.1 ice ball.
mhm.
Like yeah, I would be fine with that because then it's like actually like valuable magic that you're trading off for ice ball.
What
It's
if
not like
ice ball wasn't hard CC?
if it wasn't what?
Hard CC.
Like what would it do?
Like what if it slowed you?
Mm,
I mean, it'd be difficult to enforce a slow effect, right? But
yeah.
like what if it slowed you, or what if you could talk
Or you wait, you what?
to your team?
Oh, I hate that you can't talk while you're frozen. It's Frozen is so bad. My pet peeve.
Grumpus Gus says my pet peeve is awe, fear, etc. can't end from shake it off until after you get out of range, since you're not allowed to pause long enough to say the incant while getting away. Despite the whole "you can use this no matter what state" verbiage.
What about when you get insult odd and you can't do anything?
I think that you shouldn't be able to stack ongoing effects. Like it should just overwrite like whatever happens. I guess the only issue with that would be like elemental barrage and then like getting like odd or something. It's like overwriting that, but
So, I mean, I feel like they could fix that problem by just like the one that Gus has. They could fix that problem by just making it shake it off ambulant, and
yeah, they could.
it's
Don't know why
like,
it's not, honestly.
it's like most of the time you won't be moving because you're shaking off like frozen. Like
Frozen, yeah.
you can shake it off while you're frozen, but you can't do it while moving through awe. Like
Yeah. They
interesting.
should just
A little
they should just make it
ridiculous.
a passive. It just reduces the count of everything to 10 seconds. So yeah, buff
Forever.
warrior. Yeah, buff warriors, dude.
Ancestral armor is not enough. We
No,
also don't want them to be icy blasted ever.
yeah, no, it's bad. What classes? Monks I still feel like suck. Monks
I
and
mean,
assassins are
monk
like
is weak. They're both
yeah.
weak, yeah.
Monk and assassin are like F tier.
Not
Like
only do they kind of have like bad move sets, they can't have shields.
you can't. That it's so silly to me because like the idea of a monk is like oh you're supposed to be able to kill magic classers. It's like you can kill magic class. You can kill specifically like
One of them, wizard.
wizard who's playing like battle mage. So they're like they don't have equipment. You can kill them. Druids can't kill. They have more armor than you and shields. Like healers can't kill them either. They have shields. Bards they have shields and armor. Can't kill them. Like silly stuff.
Casters should
That
get less shields, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, they tried to be like, oh, you could only have small shields on druid, right? But then every other caster gets basically gets a medium shield.
I think that how
Like,
they I
why
think
does
like
bard and healer get medium shield?
I don't know. I don't know. I like also people still have this perception that druid is like the ultimate like OP class because like there was a point when like nobody was wearing armor and so having 2 points of armor is just like oh like you have armor so you're winning the game and then other people started wearing armor and it's all of a sudden it's like oh now we both have armor so it's
No,
like
the reason druid's good is because you have per life of all the good stuff. So you have all your per life meta magics, and
mhm.
Swift, and and per life icy blast. That's what makes druid good, not the enchantment part.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah. The enchantments, people thought that druids, like, they're like, the enchantments are OP. You can put out so many enchantments. It's like, dude, I can get like 30 enchantments, right? I can't put them out. I'm never gonna have enough people to have them on. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I've never liked bow on druid personally.
It's not good. The ranger archetype is actually wildly punishing. It's like, just play a different class if you're gonna do that, because you can't really do much of the other stuff with it. But
Yeah, you can't go like effect
yeah,
or it's yes. That another strength of druid is that it can play every other class in some form. Like
yeah,
maybe not quite as good or like specialized, but like I have druid list that's definitely not assassin, that you try to play it as much like assassin as possible.
yeah.
Or you can
You
definitely play
can
as
mimic other classes, but it's not as good though. And like,
well, it might be better than assassin.
yeah, that's now. I think a big takeaway though, like, people don't play in actual armor enough. Like, they think that like other like magic classes are strong because they're not wearing physical armor, and physical armor is like really strong if you like just have like medium stick and 2 points of armor. You're gonna crush a bunch of people
Oh.
because you have 2 points of armor.
Oh.
There's actually been a lot of like armor in my park. Armor in my park's definitely growing, though.
Yeah, same.
Leg armor is still pretty low, but like
Yeah.
everybody's got torsoed up. But like people all have fat legs and can't get any armor to fit our legs.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, quick shout out to OnlyFan for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's true.
But it's like, yeah, I feel like at least our kingdom in general, I'm armor now to the point where druid is.
You're cutting out again.
You're cutting out.
In my kingdom, in Blackspire, we've seen like worn armor increase to the point where like taking a lot of armor and chance on a druid is just bad at this point. Like,
Yeah, the same.
You just have dead spells. You're like, nobody will take your stuff. You're like, please take my stuff. I've gone up to monks that won't take enchantments. Like, you're not even wearing armor. Please take this.
Yeah, no, the same thing has happened up here too, and it's like people still have like the idea. It's like, no, dude, like, healers are infinitely more like broken with enchantments right now than druids.
Just play warder. Actually play warder healer. When people wear armor, warder is actually a viable archetype.
Yeah. I think warder is good when people aren't playing armor. Like, when everybody's not like if your team doesn't have armor and the other team doesn't have armor, it's probably like, it's good. It's just not like as good as druid, but like.
So with Look the Part and Warder, how many pro mages can you give out?
It depends if you want them to be persistent or not, but a lot.
I mean, I guess you do probably take one persistent. So you got 2 points for Warder, 1 point for persistent.
Yeah,
so
and then
three.
Yeah,
so
six.
Six pro mages. That's a lot.
Six persistent pro magics, guys.
That's all right.
And now I think it's like 4 points. You can take 8 imbue shields. So it's like there's like that.
Oh yeah, did they buffed imbue shield, right?
They like did something weird with the frequency. I didn't actually pay that much. It's like
no,
2
you can
points
only
for
take
2
two.
Now. You can only take 2, but it's
max
like 2. Yeah, 2 points for
one gives you 2 per refresh. Okay.
Oh, it's 1 point?
Costs 1. It looks like cost 1, you get 2 per refresh. And
so yeah, so for 2 points you get 8. 8, dude. It's so dumb. But it's also fine because it just destroys Ice Ball now. Like, Ice Ball is so dead.
Is that their key? Is like one lever Ice Ball by buffing imbue shield.
Yeah, it's like they're like, oh, pro match is gonna be way more prevalent. They also, it's so funny too because like ancestral armor is like a 6th level for healers. It's like, why would you ever take that in comparison to like pro match?
I mean, it's like there could be teams, but like you're not building this list before the game.
No.
It's
like
you should.
Yeah.
So I think something that should change with how you do games is you make teams, you give them like 5 minutes to make a spell list and gear up after your teams are made, so these changes can be appropriately administered.
In theory, I like it, but then in practice, I feel like it's just people taking even longer to start a battle game.
I've
not
had
if you stay on
that
schedule.
happen. I've actually done that a few times. Like have people. I also don't want people to pick their classes before the game starts. Like what I actually like is like you pick your teams and then you go for like 10 minutes like, hey, what class are you guys gonna play? And then you can kind of like make good teams rather than like
That would be so hard to balance teams.
Yeah, you couldn't balance
no,
that.
but like I don't believe that it's the job of the person running the game to balance the team. It's the teams. Like you should be good at the game. That's what I say.
Okay, but but really that's coming from the mindset of somebody who has class options. You're newbie, you start playing the game, you don't even have a level 6 yet. You get put on a team like, okay, we need these, and then you're like, I only have this.
Well, like I mean, that's not like people. I don't think are gonna be like we specifically need this list of teams. So we're gonna be like, hey, what can you play? They're like, oh, I can play Druid or I can play like Assassin. It's like Druid would be better.
If I have to sell myself and all the classes I have for team select, I'm just losing it. That would take so long to get any battle games run. You go from like 5 battle games a day to 1 battle game because you have
nah,
to,
dude, it could be easy. It could be easy. Yeah, that's I'm gonna start doing that at IO now just to prove you wrong.
I mean, you could certainly
destroy your
certainly
park.
try it out. Like you could certainly be like, hey, I want to try something today, guys. Let's pick a team, and then you can pick your classes and spell lists afterwards.
That's I've been making people like.
But in that whole day, time how long it takes people to get ready for a battle game, and then make sure you time that one too, so you can see the difference.
First off, they already take a long time to get ready, so like this isn't gonna change it by that much.
See if they take even longer. What if it sped it up? If it sped it up,
cool. It could, because if they're like, oh, like we're gonna get ready all willy-nilly for this battle game and then go out. If I'm like, hey, everybody come out, we're gonna pick teams now, then you're gonna get ready. The battle game is already like started, kind of. It's like people are already in the mindset of.
I mean, you've ended a ditch or whatever.
Yeah.
Back when I was more active in running games, I did actually do the thing where you pick a team and then you make your spell list and gear up. That actually worked in 5 minutes. They knew I meant 5 minutes. They had 5 minutes, and they were ready in 5 minutes, and we were going.
Yeah.
So that's my experience running games.
The culture of our park has also been getting a lot better with like people being better with like time, like saying like it's like, hey, this is gonna happen at this time, and like actually doing stuff at that time. And
following
so people
the schedule.
Yeah, and so people are like, oh shit, if I'm not, paying attention and like doing what I need to do to get ready, I'm gonna miss out this on this thing. And it's like, be on time,
I feel like
consistency matters.
I gotta convince people to play a lot of the time. So it's like I'd be like, oh, we started this time, and then I have to go and be like, hey, you should play in this game. Get ready.
Yeah, that just sucks. Tell those people to stop being weak.
Dude, I wish.
I had to do a lot of work on I always very much stick jockey park, so it's like I have been getting a lot of better responses recently of people who are still stick jockey. They're like, I'm like, hey, like we need to play these games because this is how we keep new people, right? And they're like, yes, this is how we keep new people, so we're gonna play these games even if it's not what I want to do necessarily like all the time.
You mean like driving boats?
Yeah,
it's a social contract,
or battle games in general, or driving the boat battle game.
Dude, they like those. Killian was playing. I got Killian to come out, and he's like wearing armor and shit now. Normally, he can't be bothered with battle games. He's like wearing armor. He's in the boats, driving around, defending the points.
Yeah,
but
yeah, like coming from like starting the game and like be like, I just want to fight stick. But like still playing the battle games, it's like just get to the point where it's like, no, battle games are cool. You can enjoy these too. Just don't take it like tournament fighting serious. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Put on your class equipment and actually enjoy it. Don't go out there as a barbarian with a medium shield and a sword, no armor on, and have a miserable time.
That's what like. People are like, oh, like I don't want a battle game. I'm just gonna play peasant. I'm like, you don't want a battle game, so you're just gonna play a bad class and have not a good time. Like
You're gonna
you
make
can,
it as least fun as possible.
yeah,
for
it's like you can
yourself.
just fight with what you want and have fun. You can just say, hey, I don't really care that much about the outcome of this game, and I'm just gonna play and fight with what I want and have fun instead of being like, I'm gonna play peasant. It's like
Yeah.
why, dude? Like who cares?
I don't know. Playing peasant can be fun when you're just fucking around.
Yeah, but like that's what I like people like, and I'm fine with people doing that. Like I do that from time to time. But like people who are like consistently, they're like I don't want a battle game, so I'm just gonna play peasant because they don't even want to be bothered to put a sash on. So it's like you can just put on a white sash and use that medium shield still. Like you can do that if you want to.
Yeah, but then you're still not gonna have as much fun as if you played the class for real.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, when people have armor on and you don't, it's really sucks.
Yes. Especially because like
It's like, oh, this person that's not good at fighting is going to beat me.
yeah, and like a lot of people like don't realize like unless you like fought in armor, don't realize that like the way you fight in armor versus the way that you fight outside of armor is like really different. Like it's
Mhm.
like when I have like 4 points of armor and stuff on, I will literally bait my arm like all day. I'm like, hey, hit this arm, and they're like, okay, boom, whack.
And
You
you're
don't
like,
have
"Bah!"
armor. I do. I win. Like, but
Yeah, like, I don't know. Crit wears armor.
yeah,
It's just even scarier.
yeah.
It's like, oh, somebody who can kick my ass all the time anyways now has more armor than me on the field.
Yeah,
What do
and
I
if you
I
Get icy ball.
yeah, until he's playing a scout, which he's been playing a lot.
nice.
Hmm.
You gotta just play barbarian, dude. Just crush that armor.
Seriously, that's all I got.
Yeah, dude.
But I'm only level 2 barbarian. I have 11 credits.
I'm like level 3, I think, now with it.
That's when it gets fun because it's like look the part, you get your fighter death. Level 2, you get another one. So it's
Yeah.
like you don't get anything until level 3 that's different. Like the order is like kind of lame. It's like I wish I got adrenaline earlier.
Yeah, adrenaline is one of those things. It's like this is not that powerful unless
It's a
you're like
class identity thing, and you could get it at level
yes.
2. Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good, but and I feel like I would have a great time if I got to kill people and heal myself. But
When I play it, I actively try to bait trades like an arm for a kill so I can use it. Like that's how I try to use it instead of being like, oh, I'm like armed, I'm gonna go try to like seek a kill. I'm like, oh, aha, adrenaline. They're like, no, and I'm like, yes.
or you could like kill them and then walk around and then take an arrow shot to the leg, and be like adrenaline. If it's within
Yeah.
the time, you're like, aha.
People don't like I tell like people like all the time when they're playing barbarian, like they'll like kill somebody and then they'll get wounded. I'm like, say adrenaline, and they'll like adrenaline. I'm like, cool, you're healed now. They're like, what do you mean? It's like 30 seconds. 30 seconds after you kill somebody.
Thoughts on monk? Either the weakest or the second weakest class.
I think it's the
That's my
weakest.
thoughts.
I think it's worse than assassin, and that's a low bar.
That's a toss up. I think it because it now has banish, it's better than it.
I think that assassins can circumvent fighting magic classes better than monks can because they can go insubstantial and
Instead
then
of sanctuary.
instead of sanctuary and sanctuary like if somebody with a really good aim like is playing a magic class and just like force bolts a monk, right? Like they like get past their weapon or whatever because it's like they're like you're dead. An assassin, it's like you lose your armor. Or like if you go like shadow step versus sanctuary, it's like if I walk 20 feet away, I still have the potential to kill you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
assassin with armor on, definitely.
Yeah.
I would say. But like if people are still playing assassin without armor, they're terrible.
Yeah, then it's just a bad class. They're both
is.
bad.
The monk is like you're either level 6 or you're terrible too. It's like only gets somewhat playable at 6.
Yeah, I played after I got my Battle Master. The next week, I was like, I'm gonna try a new class, and I played. One day, I played Peasant, and then the next day, I played Monk. And the first thing that I did as Monk, as I came out, and somebody threw an ice ball, and I went whack, and I said, I'm not level 6, and I just sitting there.
Stood there, yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
You're like,
damn it.
oh, you're like, why do I not do the monk thing until level 6?
It just doesn't make sense.
It might be the most unfun looking class to level for sure. It's like, oh, I'm like looking at it right now. I'm like, okay, so you start out with cool things, and then you turn level 2, get banished. It used to be you turn level 2 and got heavy thrown, but thank
Yeah.
God that changed.
So bad.
But
So
then you get
Grumpus
bad.
Sanctuary.
Gus.
You're like, Sanctuary just is boring.
Grumpus Gus says Monk is okay if you have skill plus cardio and don't want to be bothered by spells, but you're kind of behind all the other melee classes.
How about the fact that at level 4 you get a level 1 healer spell for hero? That's all you get.
They finally made it not self-only.
Yes.
So
It's EX. It's EX heal. So it's like strong.
it's like as good as Scout's heal now.
Yeah.
So I think Monk is funny because it's like it's a melee class that has like all of these abilities that
It's just
take
worse.
forever
it's
to
worse,
cast. Yeah.
it's worse Paladin.
Yeah, it's so bad.
What if they just meshed it into Paladin?
Oh, Skunk Squirrel says hello, Talius.
Hello. I don't know who that is.
They're new to the chat.
Oh.
Hello,
They know you,
skunk
though.
girl.
Is that Ro, maybe? No, she's like called like Skunk or something on Discord.
I gotta stir my stew real quick.
Stir your fucking
Stir your
candy
stew, okay.
stew, dude.
Don't die. For everyone that's wondering what he's talking about, it's not literally a stew. He's trying to remove the color on some kind of garb because sunspots like got faded in some areas and it's not faded in others, and yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty bad at V8. Like Barbarian, I haven't played V8 except for I tested a little bit when V8 was being tested, but I played Barbarian in V6 and V7. The only class I've really ever played in V8 was Druid, and I haven't played that since before the pandemic. I'm pretty bad when it comes to actually battle gaming.
Yeah, I was fortunate to come in to a park that was playtesting V8. The week that I started Amtgard was the week that they started playtesting V8. So I have only ever played V8.
That is a big boon because I got to tell you, I cross my wire sometimes and get my additions mixed up, and it's really a detriment.
I have that happen to me sometimes too because people when I was younger would tell me. Like, they're like, oh, no, that's not the right thing. This is the right thing. And then I would just believe them. So, like, occasionally I'll get confused about, like, I'm like, was it this was actually the right thing? Or was, like, this actually the right thing? But.
Yeah, it's rough.
Funny.
All right, catch me up. What did I miss?
We were just talking about. Go ahead.
Older editions and my lack of playing in this edition. Only ever really know it playing Druid. Like, the healing can I still get messed up on it because I have to remove things from it.
I hate the healing can't. It is awful. It's awful. It takes too long for how weak it is. And it could be so much simpler too. Like when you look at like Mend or Release, like it's the same power level to that kind of thing. It's a 5 like line. Just go like the spirits grant thee healing or something like that 5 times. It would be so much easier for noobs to come in and just play healer or something if they wanted to, rather than having to learn this paragraph of text for no reason.
No, you gotta have one poem.
No, make it something cool. Make it a cool 6th level spell. Like, not the. You don't want noobs having to come in and learn. And so many classes have to learn that spell too.
What if it went back to the long version of it, but it was
stop it.
mass resurrect?
Stop it.
You could resurrect your whole spawn.
Oh, I'd be fine. Like as like a level 6 spell. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care. That
Like
would be
limited
hella wrong.
max 2. You can take it at 6, and it's the old old res, and it mass reses your team.
I would be fine with that.
Sure, why not? Oh, caffeine milk, printed cards, and printed laminated card. That's a good way to go. That helps,
Yeah.
especially for monster. 'Cause-
Yeah, I knew a lot of people that would tape the heal incant into their shield. They like get a little like card and like tape it in.
How hard is
Yeah.
it? You know?
It's not that hard. Like before I started playing the game, I read the rule book like 9 times and learned like all of the incants that I needed to know.
You did this before you played at all? Wow, you're a nerd.
Yeah. I
So-
before so I started playing I had a broken jaw, so my mouth was wired shut. And so I started by playing Warrior.
Oh.
No, I played Warrior. This is a terrible idea. I made a shield, a medium kite shield, and a long sword because that's what I used in D&D when I played a fighter. And so I was like, this makes sense. This will be good to fight with. And then I was like, my medium shield had plywood. It was like made out of like plywood with like the foam, so it was super heavy already. And then my my longsword was like a flat blade, and it was like made with like the old technique of you do like the
pad
three
layers.
you do the 3 layers, and I didn't use DAP. I used duct tape. So you like and then duct tape.
Oh,
so my
no.
equipment was super fucking heavy, and I fought with that for like 6 months, and then they were like, hey, like you could use like a short weapon and stuff like that. And like immediately after that, like I got my mouth taken off, and I was like, ha, I'm athletic and I'm not using some shitty equipment anymore. Then I started like beating up all the other nerds in my park. But yeah, no, rough start for me.
Here's a good question. For a new player wanting to get armor, what are some of the best places to get armor from? I've never really bought armor, so maybe you guys could help them out.
Just start with a Gambeson, in my opinion. Like, just start off, get a Gambeson, and buy it from any online seller, Etsy, eBay, Amazon, anything that you can like PayPal or have a good return thing.
I agree with that. I also like I made my first Gambeson, and it wasn't like, depending on like where you're at too, like it depends like kind of like the requirements, because some people read the like fully compressed like 1/16 like in different ways. So like some places are like, yeah, like 1 layer of like quilted is fine, or like you need 2 layers, or you need like 1 layer with like all this stuff. But depending on like your cost versus like the time you're wanting to put in, if you want to just buy something, buying it offline is fine. Or if you find like like Joann's Fabric, they'll have these like 50 or 60% discounts, and this is what I've done is yeah, that's a good idea. But you can get like 60% off, and you can just buy a whole bolt of that stuff for like 60% off, and you just have like all of the material you need to make it for like $40.
That stuff's really not thick enough.
Need to double layer it.
I disagree. I disagree.
But yeah, like I'd say start with the Gambeson, and then there are a lot of like Facebook groups. Like if you look for like old SEA like buy sell trade pages that you can get used stuff, you might be able to find stuff in your area. That's a lot harder to find. And I kind of like aluminum chainmail. It's only like 2 points, but like it's a nice starter armor.
Dude, it can become like better really quickly.
Yeah, like wear it over a Gambeson, you got 3, and then you can like get imbue armored somehow.
Yeah, or
some way.
I mean like because so this is a really silly thing. Inferior materials doesn't stop you from getting the other modifiers. So if you have so I recently bought some aluminum chain, and it's like permanently closed, and it
riveted.
it's dense weave because they like how it works now too. So it's like it's literally aluminum chain that's like 4 points because of those most modifiers. And I got it for like $200, which is like not within everybody's price range, but if like you already have a gambeson, you're like wanting to up it, you can like.
I mean,
spend a little bit.
$200 becomes incredibly reasonable the moment you start making your own chainmail, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
this takes way too long. I don't want to
Yeah.
do this.
I've made
Yeah.
an entire chainmail shirt before, and I was like I could do that again, or I could just look online and see what's around. I was like, $200 for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gave
got
up
a
making
couple
chain
people.
really quickly.
Yeah, I got a couple people in my company to like buy some.
Are you getting your? Are you making your company finally start to wear armor and play battle games?
I have a small group of people who are getting involved in battle games more. uh, yeah,
Well, I
no,
mean, like
like
some of your company already was, right? Like DeVry's pretty battle game.
yeah, he's one of the people that bought the chain. Ormus is getting more into battle games. He likes Archer right now
He
a
likes
lot.
bow stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Archer's the most fun you can have in Amtgard, in my opinion. So that's
to some people, yeah.
so
Not for me. Not for me.
looking at somebody, then shooting them with a pinning arrow. You're just like,
Yeah, I think he likes it mostly because like his experience in battle games recently have mostly been like, hey, that guy's a good fighter. We can't beat him, so let's just ice ball him. And then he just spends all the time frozen. It's
sure.
like,
And then he plays wizard and does it back to him.
but yeah, so yeah, Matrix is getting pretty good. And then Skeeter is like not gonna play Bard anymore, which is gonna be a good boon for our team. Like
Why
the class is just
that?
bad. The class is
you
just
hate,
bad.
You just hate Bard right now because
Yeah, no, it's just like so Skeeter only plays like CC Bard, and it's just not playable right now. Like it's just not a good class. Like we did a 5v5 against the Golden Lions, and he could literally cast on one person. Sometimes.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's rough.
I mean, when you're a Bard and like, honestly, like, why is it called anti-paladin? It should. I mean, why is it called paladin? It should just be called anti-bard. And then
yeah,
it's like wait, it's pro death and pro command. Like you can't do anything.
that
to
yeah,
CC
it's
this?
such. I was talking with Heron about it when they were like talking about releasing them. I was like, oh yeah, it's like the extra command is like rough. There's like yeah, they still got like terror and stuff. It's like not to the paladins though.
Yeah, it's like
just lose.
Yeah, paladin being called anti-bard would be like
So
hilarious because it is. It's just like okay.
It's anti-bard, and it also makes other people anti-bard, which is the
Yeah,
toxic thing.
it's like even more. Oh, it's so gross.
It's like, oh, I see that you're playing a scout, so you give yourself pro command. I'll give you pro death. Right? Oh, I'm gonna give you pro magic. So we can all just mess with this bard now. Let's go.
3 years ago, I would have told you that that bard it was either the third best class or the second best class.
I would have said the same thing.
and now it's the worst caster.
Yeah, it's like I think like armored bard is good still. If like you're like taking like men's and stuff and you're kind of playing it as like a skirmisher with like the songs and stuff, it's still good, but it's
Song
definitely
juggling
not.
Bard is all you got. No?
Yeah, it's just not like not as good. And like people talk about like battery bard and stuff, but like it's so nichely useful. It's like hey, do you want to be charged? You want to charge your abilities? I can do it for you fast. It's like I already did it. I did it before you found me to like give me abilities.
Find the one archer in your hemisphere that plays
Like
sniper.
sniper? No, dude, it's all about the what is it? Amplify. So amplify with the wounding wizard. You just amplify and empower. So you can just
for like artillery. Like
yeah. That's the one of the events that we ran in Alaska. My friend Billy and they're like, oh, you can play like level 6 classes at the event. I was like, cool, I'm gonna play wizard. And so we just sat in a tower and I was just wounding people's legs the entire game from a tower. Like,
that's actually hilarious.
yeah, it was
like,
really.
You're like
it was
grovel,
really
weaklings, grovel.
It was so funny too because the other team had so much armor because so we do this like this guild wars thing and like there's a few people in like the Warriors Guild who like they're like, hey, come be in the Warriors Guild, like fight with us. They're like, oh, like we don't really have armor. So it's like it's fine, we have armor. They all have like 6 sets of armor. So like one year the Warriors Guild was like 47 people in like mostly plate. And so like that game was after the Guild War, so a bunch of people were still in armor, and so they're just like all these people in a like plate on a sunny day, just kneeling on the ground. It was fun.
Grubbius Gus says Bard was the most fun of the casters when I played it, but my build was battery stuff, songs to buff people or myself, so the most fighty way I could swing it, not necessarily the best at actually being a caster.
Yeah, I think that's really just the way that it functions. I think if you can hybrid like a battery and like a song bard, then you'll probably be good still. But just it's like Dervish is dead. Dead.
Rip.
Oh, Kathy Milk says, "What's the worst monster you guys have ever faced? Worst in terms of both the player and abilities was very strong that put you and your team would be near annihilated."
Or
Yeah, I was gonna say bored,
Boar.
but like
is
per life fight after death is just
poor. It's just so strong.
yeah. Boar is pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's like a level 2 monster, so it's like not hard to achieve.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Oh, spider is pretty friggin' many-legged, and it's like sheer numbers. It's better goblin.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
it's actually gross. Spider's
There
really
was,
gross.
I think maybe it was like a frost giant was also pretty annoying. Like they got like a lot of like natural armor and stuff, and I was like, what? Like 4 points of natural armor, or yeah, natural armor, and they have like regenerate.
I think the strongest giant though is the flame giant.
Is it? I
Think
don't
so.
have them like all the monster manual memorized, so
I know Yeti's pretty.
yeah, it might have been the Yeti, honestly, that I'm thinking about. I'd have to look it up.
The
There's been
most
some
fun.
gross things.
The most fun monster is wolf.
What does that
Why
do?
is that?
You get blink tracking, so you get to like use blink, run, track yourself out, and fight people.
Nice.
That's just because that interaction is really fun to do. Is why wolf is the best monster to play. Fun.
Yeah.
Grubbius Gus is coming in with some old school knowledge. Back in V6, he faced a golem in a quest. It was immune to non-magic weapons, so most of the field couldn't touch it, and it had an ability that killed everyone within 10 feet. Not sure if anything in current edition can do stuff like that. I don't think so.
I mean, there's some like nasty stuff. Like there's like what I think the Angelic Avenger I think has
Oh, the one where you have to be a knight.
yeah, which is just funny. It's like a scenario monster that you have to be a knight for.
Yeah.
But it's like it has like shield like and armor and maybe even weapon destroying melee attacks. I can't remember.
It's
Hmm.
it is no, it's not weapon. It's shield and armor.
Shield and
Destroy.
armor, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It
that kind of
essentially
stuff
has
is
it essentially has mighty.
yeah. Yeah, it has a. I played a dragon in a quest one time where I was a the dragon was literally a combination of a level 6 wizard spell list and a level 6 druid spell list with shield crushing, armor destroying, melee attacks.
Ah.
Yeah, so it was fun.
I played in a quest where I was part of a dragon.
I did that too recently.
Um, dragon. I was a foot,
I was a
and
tail.
and by a foot I mean I was a part of. Me and 2 other people were also the same foot.
Huh.
You're different feet.
No, there were 2 like front feet, and
Well, I mean, yeah, but
You
you're
ran
left
it.
and right.
Yeah, there were 2 feet, and so there were 6 people total playing feet.
Interesting. Yeah, I played a dragon recently. I was like the
Yes,
tail
there are monsters that get mighty gusts. Sorry. Yeah.
and
Melee sieges.
Melee Siege is dead. It's not in V8.
yeah, I played the so in Alaska we had like this additional book that somebody wrote up there that we used for like a quest, and like the warriors got like uh, these equipment pieces basically based on like you had to like kill special types of monsters and get like quest tokens, and one of the things that you could get after you completed the entire like giant set was a weapon that had a once per life melee siege, but it was like great. It had to be a great hammer. So good.
Dude.
The last time I
What
used
that-
a monster in V8 that was a siege weapon, it was Vaughn, and he had a fish weapon. So it was just a giant fish.
What if they gave Paladins smite?
What would it do?
Melee siege, but it's
Oh.
smite. You just blast something.
I really want enchantments that like more like one-time uses, like for like poison kind of stuff like that. It's like you put it on and like before like announce it before. I want like disarm like stuff. It's like, oh, like if this hits your weapon, if my next attack hits your weapon, you have to drop it, or like it breaks it or something like that. I think it would be
Just a
so
weapon
funny.
destroying attack.
Yeah, just a weapon destroying, because it's like hey,
Bro.
don't block this with your weapon, and it's
But
fine.
think about it for a second. You do your weapon destroying attack, you take your dagger, you hit the polearm with your dagger, and then you run at the guy with the polearm. That seems
Fine.
that
It's-
seems
It's so funny.
You're like, yes, I just disarmed you with my dagger. Time to die.
Yes, it would be so funny.
Just play level 1 druid, hit them with entangle ball, heat their weapon, and do the same thing.
That's what I tell every level 1 druid to do. I was like, so the level 1 druid kill combo is this, right? You hit them with an entangle ball, you heat their weapon. If they got 2 weapons, you gotta heat that one too, and you walk up and you bap them with the dagger. And they're like, okay. And I've seen so many people. Leon started playing, like occasionally, like Gwen will just follow him around, and he got that off on somebody, and I was like, this is so good. This is so good to watch right now.
That combo is why I like my first class I leveled was druid.
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
wanted.
oh,
Go ahead.
I was just like, oh, I can do something at level 1. I'm gonna play
Yeah.
this class.
I leveled warrior first because I was like, oh, like this scavenge sounds like really cool, and I wanted to play bard initially, but my mouth was wired shut, so I couldn't cast. So I was like, I want to play warrior, and then by the time I was done with like warrior, I became really good friends with somebody who was playing druid all the time, and so I would play wizard and just get enchanted and just take a bunch of break-ons and like beat people up. And then, but I also liked wizard level 1 because you could just get a bunch of force bolts and just huck them at people.
Yeah. That was my level 1 wizard. Was just
Yeah,
like all as many force balls as I could take.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, but I only leveled wizard to like level 3, I think, and then I switched to druid because like there was nobody playing druid. I was like, this class is OP. It's too OP not to play. At the start of
It is.
the start of V8, you could enchant yourself with magic all the way from 6 down. So you could like give yourself like 2 points ancestral armor, wounds kill, shield crushing, armor breaking, and troll's blood.
Why'd they take
It
that
was
out?
even-
I don't get it.
It was even worse before.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. It was bad. But that went away like fast, like really fast. I think another thing too is like I don't know if people were misplaying it or if it like they changed how it worked, but like people were like swifting Finger of Death at the start of V8.
Oh, you definitely can't do that. Man.
Yeah, I think
No, we
I
were playing it
honestly-
wrong. We were playing it wrong.
Yeah.
I remember that. I did that myself.
Yeah, I think that
Actually,
Swift should
I
just
saw.
not be able to get used on things that are like above fourth level, like the same like
Oh, you think
experience.
you think a
Yeah,
level limit?
yeah. I think either that or like getting rid of like not like every magic class should have every meta magic. Like bards, right, should have like Swift and extension, maybe ambulate, like Swift and ambulant, because it's like
I mean,
that's like a bard thing to do.
I don't think every class has every.
Um,
They
Healer is
don't.
it?
I don't know what they are.
And you
healer,
think healer's the only one? I don't think. I don't. Maybe wizard.
a wizard has
Wizard and healer
everything.
get it all. Yeah.
Druid,
So it's
what does druid
just
not get?
persistent.
Oh, I'm not thinking of persistent. I was talking, yeah, yeah. I mean that, but like still, like they get like the main meta. Like everybody has innates. What do? Yeah, bards have innate, right? I have to check now.
um, I haven't played Bard in.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I haven't played Bard.
Josh, why
Unlucky.
don't you? Why do you not play VA battle game?
Lazy.
A lot of it has to do with not being able to take the time to memorize everything.
Yeah, Bard gets.
Bard gets it. Yeah. Yeah, so like
But
I don't think that every spell class caster class needs like every like the way that I would break it down is like druids could have like swifts and like extensions maybe, right? And like give like bards like a swift and ambulance, give healers like swift and innates, give wizards like innates and extensions, right? And then like I also think though that um how we have like greater heal, greater like I think like druids should have like mend and like greater mend as like a really easy like frequency, but like only they should have it. And then like bards should have like release and greater release. Like I'm fine with like the magic classes having like the like heal release mend, right? But like the greater thing should be like limited and like more like specialized for like so like there's more division between them.
I can see that.
Yeah. I think it's a way of like taking away power from versatility and like actually making like other spells good, I guess.
I mean, there could be a lot more creativity in general. Like druid
Yeah.
enchantments could be more creative and not just everything gives armor.
I was talking with Heron about that. I was like, I think we should just get rid of stacking and then just make the druid enchantments like do
More
more
gift.
things and
More
yeah.
gift.
That's another thing. I
If you had a
really
gift that gave mend, and
yeah.
a gift.
I
that
want the like gift of water giving heal makes no sense. It's so
No,
bad.
gift of water is my favorite enchantment.
It's so bad, dude.
Okay, so if like I'm playing a bow and not wearing armor, it's so fun to get gift of water.
I get, but it's not good though. Like it's like useful in that niche situation. That's it. Otherwise, it's just
But
worse than like every
it's-
other armor enchantment.
Yeah, but that's just because everything else is too good.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Man.
I think it's worth.
But I also played the game with regeneration. I was like, man, this is a lot of fun to have regeneration.
Grimace Gus coming in with another question. How do you feel about getting rid of spell points? Let casters just pick X from spell list at each level like archers do with arrows.
It would depend. I think the spells that they pick would have to be more powerful because they get less equipment. And like that's kind of like the balancing factor is like equipment versus spells. So I could see an argument for it, but it would just have to be done correctly.
I do think
Yeah, I think it'd be a different style of game.
Should all be like Archer though.
I think all of the martial classes should be like Archer. I had this idea for monks that like instead of giving them like per life per refresh abilities, they just had like a pool of like key points, and so things would have different like point values, right? So if you like want to heal, it just costs a point from your pool.
You're giving them energy.
Giving them
a
what?
mana pool? Or some kind of mana
basically
pool?
some sort of resource pool, like whatever.
What if wizards had a mana pool?
I would be fine with that too. We can give it. No, actually, no, that's bad. I I always think because it makes the other classes more versatile when they don't have to like find ways to use their abilities. They can just use their abilities when they need to use them. Rather like if you're playing like a monk and you're like, oh man, I need to heal 2 people, right? But I only have 1 heal. It's like, oh, like you like what are you gonna
Or
do?
you
You're
can
gonna
use your key all
and
up
just
for the
heal
heal.
twice. Yeah, it's like that way you can just do what you need to do to an extent. I think that would be a fine way to do that. Or we could just make monk a better class and
What?
just
They could
make him
just
a
make
better
Monk a
class.
better class.
Yeah.
Take monk, push it into paladin.
No.
That class is already the anti-magic class. Like,
Yeah. I just rewrite monk to not be like an anti-magic class. Just make it a good class. Just make it a martial class. Make it an anti-projectile class. Just give them like level 1 pro projectiles.
pro.
Yeah, pro. Boom. 2 points of
Oh,
armor.
yes.
Boom.
It's like, why can't poor monk? They need armor so bad.
Yeah. I think how I would do it is level
They
1.
have to exist so that druids have somebody to put their magic armor.
So funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Grumpus
think-
Gus
so
asks
the
which
monk
niche.
Yeah, so monk should fill the niche of a class that doesn't exist. No, they should be the disarm class, for sure.
Yeah, dude, yes. I'm sane.
Or their attack should be phase.
Something like they could do a lot of things. I was also thinking about like a phase strike kind of thing because like
Like if they could
Okay.
just beat if the monk could just beat the magic armors, it would be pretty good. Like
yeah.
it's like, oh, they have stone skin, send the monk at them.
I would also like to see like instead of druid being like this like per refresh like enchantment thing, I want enchantments to be like coming on and off people like all the time. Like I think like
Timed
dispel
enchantments.
no, not like time, but like I think dispel should be like a one-liner and like enchantments should be per life. So it's like
Dispel's
like
just naturalized, man.
yeah, like it's just that's gone, right? And it's like okay, well like that's gone now because then you can actually use it for things like poison weapon. It's like oh like I'm a wizard and there's like some assassin running up on me with poison weapon. I don't want that, like right? And like then you just like reduce like the or like increase like the frequency, but we're like reduce the maximum like enchantments that can kind of go out. So it's like oh you lost your like stone skin. I'm gonna give it you back. And like now I gotta go die to get it back. It's like that. That would be much better in my opinion because it's more of a back and forth rather than like a I'm gonna stack this person up and then your entire objective is just to stay away from this other person for the entire game because they'll make you weak, which I think is just boring play.
Mm-hmm.
It's my opinion.
Thank you, Kathy Milk, for the follower. I appreciate that.
What time does this usually go to, Josh? I don't
11. So we got
Okay.
another 15 minutes.
I will probably be going exactly. I've got.
That's fine. You cut out again.
Oh, I've got early morning tomorrow.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But
11 o'clock's fine. That's fine.
yeah.
I mean,
Running out of Dr. Pilk.
Oh no. What are you gonna do without your milk caffeine?
You wanna do me a
Milk
favor?
caffeine.
No.
Get more
You want to do me a favor?
out of this box.
I just need you to go bang on Michael.
You know, I was thinking maybe sometime we'd come on to Baelnorn and Friends and do a tier list because like I don't know the classes very well in V8, but you guys obviously do. Then I can like moderate and do the graphics and stuff
Let's
like
do one
that.
right now.
I am not prepared to do that right now.
I've got a chalkboard behind me.
I know top ramen.
That would not be very good for content. I'm thinking about something I can cut up into a video.
Oh, I'm like, I could point this right at my chalkboard and we could write the tier list right there.
So high tech.
Little Caesars.
Yeah. Yeah, here's my tier list.
What did you say?
What did I say?
I don't remember.
I'll show you. We're going to get an impromptu tier list really quick.
We're gonna run through a tier list. Whoa, who's that?
He's going to go. He's going to go write it on his chalkboard right now.
I thought there was a woman there for a second. I was like,
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Tier list.
Barbarian.
Nora in the background. Who are these people that just know these people? I don't. It says, "Is that Nora in the background?" Somebody knows who you are.
Barbarian's at the top tier list. Got it.
You're not Nora.
That's Gundam.
And yes, that is Nora. Oh, Kathy Milk is Gundam. Hello, I know you. That's good. Okay, there we go. Tier list done. S tier, Barbarian. Everything else. F tier is everything else. There we go.
Don't
Oh,
you?
30
it's
second-
backwards? It's mirrored?
It is.
No,
weird.
I see it.
How do I unmirror my...
Dude, that's what
No,
I've been looking at. I keep looking at myself on the stream. I'm like, I look like a troglodyte.
Isn't that accurate though?
All right, guys, it was a good. Let's see you later.
Where's the
I gotta get snippy. I got nothing else to add to it.
Who is Cathil Milk?
That's Gundam. I just found this out.
Ah. Okay.
Second after Barbarian. Everything, apparently.
Thank you. Oh my god. Oh, it's fucking Watermelon Mountain Dew. I gambled.
Oh my
and I
God.
lost.
We're definitely going to get together and do a
Elmo's
tier
not
list at some
prepared for
point.
Tier list.
I'm not prepared for the tier list. I'd want to do
My
some like
simplified one.
actual graphics.
Yeah, I'm down to do that.
Is
I've
that
made-
a rolling pin?
Yeah, you're too weak to make this mean anything.
Yeah, I'll try for December.
Yeah.
Can't even unscrew an oil filter.
Him?
Oof.
Yeah.
He said that you can't even unscrew an oil filter.
I love that face. Oh, it's so cute.
Mean.
Oh, dude, you got a string on your shirt,
Yeah.
like right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just your arm.
It's right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can form muscles anymore.
What's the most fun ability? And it doesn't have
Spidoinkle.
to necessarily be powerful. Like what most?
Spidoinkle.
Most.
Because you get to say
fun?
Spidoinkle.
I think Wizard's pretty fun.
No, ability. E-Barrage, yeah. Actually,
That's pretty cool.
I have a lot of fun with that because the way that I play it, I like do like Evoker, and then I just will take a bunch of lightning bolts and fireballs, and I just go like lightning bolt until somebody stops, and I'm just huck fireball something until they're done. I'm like steal life, and I'll pick them back up, and that's like so my shotgun Evoker list.
Elemental Barrage is a wizard ability where they just pull out a spell ball and they say the name and they throw it. And they can do that until
Really
they're out of
cool.
spell balls.
You can also
It is
do
the only
while
way I
you're
played Wizard.
suppressed.
Yes, it's an announcement.
Yeah.
I
It's
hate
really
that it's
fun.
an announcement.
It's you can put like gummy on somebody who's E-Barrage. I was like, okay, go do your wizard thing. So dumb.
When I did play Wizard before the pandemic because Gustav gave me all his wizard supplies, and that's the only thing I ever did. I just did Elemental Barrage, and that's pretty much it.
I recently learned that one of the people that was on the V8 when they were putting suppress in, they meant to just put silent game still.
Oh, you're cutting
Oh,
out. So.
sorry. I'm just too far from the mic. So I learned recently that the person that put suppress in the game said, "Oh, it was an oversight when I added suppress. It was supposed to be exactly the same as silence. They just ended up putting what they thought was the relevant wording, which was that you can't cast spells, but they're actually supposed to not be able to talk at all. So like you wouldn't be able to use announcements suppressed
Oh my
if
God,
they had
that's so
done it as
funny.
they had intended. It's like,
That's so
wait,
funny.
why wasn't it fixed? Why why didn't they change that
Oh,
after they
bad,
realized?
dude. That's what I like. people talk about like they're like, oh, Amtgard is so like unbalanced, and these guys it's like it's because we can't change stuff quick enough. It takes so long to change stuff. It's like 2 years.
I mean,
Like,
gosh,
It's been
that
worse.
does need to. That is pretty bad. Like,
yeah,
you
it's so
you can't
bad.
effectively change it. And then there's also like the moratorium, right? Of like,
Yeah.
you can't,
So-
they had to play
so-
V8 for like 5 years before they could make any changes.
Yeah, like patch notes should be coming out like every like 2 months, dude. It's like
Well,
Yeah.
from what I see, the problem is the Amtgard is actually pretty complicated, and that they should, if they want to put out more frequent updates, then there should be a reduced amount of abilities.
I think there's a lot of abilities that have similar functions in the game that we could like kind of like squish together.
Kathy Milk
Um,
says, "Hey guys, I've been meaning to ask someone this. When a player dies, are they allowed to announce their team is getting flanked?
You
No.
can say that you're dead.
That's
You're
all.
not.
You can
Yeah.
you can also say your state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're cursed, you can say you're cursed. But Gus, the thing with silence is you could still say things safety related and clarify things. So like you would, if you're silenced, you could still say that was cap. Like you just can't like communicate strategy with team or use.
That's just what Frozen is,
announcements.
man.
Yeah.
Literally, don't play the game.
Well, at least Frozen isn't 5 minutes anymore.
I would not have played Amtgard if I came one day I came into Amtgard and I got frozen for 5 minutes, I would have never came back.
The first time, and by the first time it was like I
I
didn't even
agree.
know what I was playing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't end up playing Amtgard till 2016. After hearing about it in a Chinese buffet from some people. The first time I played was with my ex-girlfriend, and I remember dying and being dead for 5 minutes, and I was like, "This is the most boring thing I've ever," and I never even thought about coming back. So I agree. If
Yeah,
I was
it's
frozen
not
for
good.
5 minutes,
Especially imagine if somebody was like actually like power playing you, froze you for 5 minutes, and then when you came back up, just killed you. So you're just not playing the game for 10 minutes. Like that sounds so bad.
yeah, being petrified sounds like the worst experience that you could have in any game ever.
It was. Petrified was-
petrified.
The only way you could be or unpetrified is if you were healed, and if there's no one that could heal you, you're just out of the game.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
heal-
so
and it-
unfun.
No,
It
not
was.
cool. Yeah. I showed up to that first and could have been the last time I played Amtgard. What the heck? And they handed me a Madu. They handed me a Madu and no sword. They
my
put me
God.
out
That's
in the
terrible.
game with just Madu. That was my equipment. They did not. Whoever was running Silverman at the time did not think about player retention. They're like, let's give this newbie a Madu only to use.
No. I think like the ideology of like people that are like in charge of Amtgard has changed like a lot for the better of like oh, we want this to be fun for new people, so we're gonna make the rules fun for new people and we're gonna do things that are fun for new people.
They're gonna drive around.
For this rain.
They're gonna drive around their hula hoop boat.
Dude, they love it. You might not like it, but they love it, and that's what's important. That's what's keeping them coming back, like little mice getting fed out.
All
of
I
my
know is I
hand.
gotta go get hula hoops if I ever run for champion or holder, so that I can set up some steam vents.
Yeah. The talk tonight is making me feel like I want to run battle games again.
Yeah.
Aren't you
It's
like
good.
supposed to be a battle game guy? Don't you have a camp out that's like a quest?
I do, but I'm talking about at the local level.
Yeah. Yeah, I started like I ran for champion because like recently a lot of the like energy for battle games has been pretty sour and just not a lot of battle games were getting ran, which is like just bad for new players. Like you gotta sucker them in with the battle games, and then once they're hooked, then you're like, hey, let's ditch, and they're like, okay.
I don't know. It's like I like ditch less and less.
I like
Really?
both.
Why?
I don't know.
Remember to stretch.
Maybe because I'm terrible. I don't know.
You're not
Ditch,
terrible.
I wish
You're getting better.
Ditch has just gotten so boring in the sense that it's like, oh, there's 3 viable ways to play ditch and no other way to play it. And it's like, if we had like militia light, if ditch was militia light where we still got to crush shields, I might enjoy it a little more.
That's V9, baby.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So it's like,
I mean, you could just run that at a park anyways. Like, you could just say that's how
yeah,
you're
but like
playing it.
you're gonna get people that are be like, this isn't ditch, I'm salty. You know, it's like,
Yeah, for
chill.
sure.
Got a question. Can dead players be allowed to run away if classes were to scavenge and steal life? Yeah, we actually talked about this earlier. We were talking about how weird like steal life is in these things. Like scavenge is a kill trigger, so you can't run away from it.
Yeah. Steal life,
But
steal life you
steal
can.
life
You
is-
shouldn't though, because it's cheesy.
yeah, you also shouldn't run to your teammate when you're dead so that they can steal life you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
Unless
chat in your hands. I'm gonna actually go to the bathroom again.
Oh, okay.
That chat's in my hands.
I
Not
turned
yours.
I turned my stew off.
Oh, that's good. Did it work?
Yeah, it did.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
except for the thread. So like it's like this game has like these vertical lines of
Mhm.
instead of like the cross, and the thread stayed red. Like it didn't take the color out of the thread; it just took the color out of the fabric because it's the thread is made red. It's a synthetic fiber that's made red.
Yeah, so I tried to dye one of my tunics maroon, and the I didn't know what it was made out of. I thought it was like linen, but it's like a synthetic
synthetic
linen. Yeah, it's weird. And so it was just pink. It just came out pink. And then like there was like some parts of it though that were like the maroon color that I was wanted. I was like, why? Why?
I actually have royal blue dye in both the synthetic RIT dye and the one for like cotton and wool and stuff.
Yeah.
So I have both, but I'm just gonna do the normal one because I don't think it'll change red anyways.
Yeah.
But the color remover is supposed to work on synthetic and regular stuff.
Yeah.
The RIT color remover that I used, and it definitely didn't take the thread out. And it kind of says like it won't take patterns out of things a lot of times too. So it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, it could look kind of cool if you like dye it blue and it's like blue with red thread. You know?
yeah, you'll barely be able to see the thread anyways.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I liked the red one. I was like, yeah, I'm red baron in my Gambus. And I thought it looked cool with my plate shoulders. That's why I got the red one. Now I have blue Gambus. Now I'm gonna have 2 blue Gambus.
Not again, bro.
Nice.
But,
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that one got too small because I got too fat. So
Oof.
and I shrunk it in.
How small is it? I know Matrix is looking for a Gamison. He might buy it off you.
It's not small enough for Matrix.
Oh. What about me?
Yeah, probably.
How much?
You want a blue Gambison? No.
No, I don't.
Baelnorn and Friends, the barter channel.
I'm throwing it on a teammate tomorrow.
That's good.
So yeah.
Do you
Well,
have to like
though-
wash it before? Like dye it and then wash it, or
I washed it and now I'm dyeing it or removing the color. After this ends, I'm going to dye it. And then I'm going to the red out of it and dry it in the morning before
Nice.
I have to go.
Yeah, a lot to do.
Lots of
Yeah,
dough.
yeah. That's why I was making Gambison stew during.
Yeah,
Who are
my
you fighting
next-
tomorrow?
I might not dye it. Maybe I just I'm gonna dye it. It's like white, but almost like white yellowy right now. The
Ugh.
water, it's so weird. The red dye came out, right? But the way that like the color remover works, it turned the dye in the water yellow. So the water there's no red in the water. It's just yellow and the
So
Gambus is
weird.
white. It's
That's so
kind of
weird.
gross. And it smells like eggs.
What kind of pants do you guys wear in Amtgard?
I wear, I guess they were fisherman pants. It's just basically pants that tie at the waist They're like $20. They're pretty nice and cheap.
I've
Not very durable though.
when I started Amtgard, I would sew my own pants and rip them in like a month. And then I bought these pants off of Amazon that lasted me for the rest of the 4 years from the that I started buying them. I was like, okay, I'll just buy these pants and never sew pants again. And I can send you a link to that. I don't think I can send it in the chat.
You can. I don't have it disabled.
I wear these like really simple triangle like harem pants. I made a pair. I have had them since I started Amtgard.
You made that pair that
Yeah.
you wear?
Yeah, it's
See,
like
I haven't
pair.
tried making this style. But the ones I bought are basically a triangle harem.
Yeah. They're really easy to make. I haven't made them in a while, but I just got like I had a serger for like a while, and Matrix came down and like fixed it so that it like worked, and so now I can just like pump out a lot of like it's like stuff like I can make that in like 10 seconds. Like it's literally that easy to just like cut and it through the serger.
I've never used a serger before.
It's so nice, dude.
It seems terrifying.
It's not really like because it just cuts and sews the fabric at the same time. That's all it's doing. So if like you can sew a straight line, right? Like it's like, oh, then I don't need to really cut this. You just and it goes through and it makes like
you don't cut the fabric at all first.
well, I would cut it so like if I have like a big square, right? I would like cut it into the shape that I need to sew, but I don't need to like cut it after you like sew it and then like cut it afterwards or anything like that. You just like put it in and it sews it all and cuts it. It's like it sews like the seam that you have like on the inside of your pants.
No, I know.
It's like that, yeah.
I know what it does. I just haven't like used like but like the way you were saying for a second, I was like, wait, you're not even cutting out your pattern and
You
sewing,
don't
you're just...
you don't have to technically. Like there's some things that I didn't do because I was making like a lot of
I feel like I would still straight stitch and then serge afterwards.
No.
But you're shaking your head, but it's like, think about it. If you straight stitch and make a mistake that you have to seam rip, imagine having to do that if it was serged.
It's not that hard.
It's so much more seam ripping.
No, dude, just go back over that part with a serger.
But what if it's like you accidentally sewed too far and then your thing is like cut ruined?
Dude, just don't be bad.
Dude, I just go hyperspeed. I sew hyperspeed sometimes. You know?
So do I. I made the tunic that I have right now. It's kind of falling apart because the linen was really cheap, but I made it in like 10 minutes. Like I cut out all of the panels and sewed them together with my serger in like 10 minutes. It's like it's dumb easy.
That's a really fast tunic.
Yeah, it's dumb easy.
I've never sewn a tunic in 10 minutes. It actually takes me longer to cut out fabric in 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, like I made it really simple because it's basically it's just like a T tunic, but it's like four.
I've also never made a T tunic.
Yeah, they're okay.
How do you sew 4 panels together on a serger?
The same way you would do it on a sewing machine.
Okay, so just okay.
Like so you have like this half and this half, right? And so
the fact that it's cutting really blows like
it's so good, dude. It's incredible. It's the best thing crafting wise that's ever happened to me.
So you just use a serger, not a sewing?
I use a sewing machine for some stuff, but like most things I just use a serger now. Like unless I like if I wanted like a finished edge like this, like so like this for example has like
like what if you can't top stitch with serger?
Well, technically, there's a way to disable the cutter. So if you wanted like to do like a really thick stitch or something like that,
both depending on this.
Yeah. I've
rotary
never used a rotary knife. But if you wanted to do like a really thick stitch, like you could still do that. But like it's mostly if you want to like put like bias tape or something like that like on, you want like a more of a hidden stitch, then you use a sewing machine still. But so it's nice. You get to like chunk out the bulk of your work like just instantly.
Yeah, I don't have one. I don't think I'm gonna buy one, but that's
I wouldn't buy one. They're expensive, dude. I got mine for free when I was cleaning the house out. It's like there was just a serger there. I was like, cool.
I've got to make a Junik
Tunic.
You should do that
for
soon.
Kim Jin's knighting.
Oh, dude, I'm getting him Crocs.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for a while. I was like, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
get you knighting Crocs,
So
dude.
I bought a bunch of denim to make him a Junik. That's
He's
a
gonna look so dumb, dude.
dude. I hope it's the greatest nightlife garb ever.
It's gonna be so funny.
Can you imagine? Or go to a Canadian like KLE and wear your Junik up there. Fit
Gonna
right
have
in.
he's gonna have a Tunic and Crocs, dude. Like,
He said he was gonna wear Crocs during the knighting, so I was like,
yeah.
I'll wear my Crocs to his knighting too.
I was talking to him. I was like, I want to work in like a speech like about Crocs. And like, I was like, it's gonna say, I was like, oh, like, so he's like, he's like, you know,
Wait,
the
are you
versatility
giving
of.
this speech?
No, I'm going. I won't be allowed to go up there.
Oh yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have to convince another knight to give the speech. But I was gonna have it say something like about like the versatility of Crocs and like being able to switch from like being comfortable to being in like go mode or like some just like
Yeah.
dumb shit.
You got did it happen? Did somebody end up getting the Croc Spurs?
I
The
think
3D printed Croc Spurs?
that's Sirik who's like gonna be doing that. I don't know if
Okay.
they've like done it or not, but yeah, there's a lot of things.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be a pretty memey
Yeah,
time.
for sure. He's gonna love it. He's gonna love it.
It's like I don't know though if I want to put a lion on the Junik or his personal heraldry, which is like this
Put his
Stormlight
personal
Archives.
heraldry on him.
Personal heraldry,
Yeah.
100%.
But also it's going to have jean butt pockets on the chest.
Yeah.
Amazing. But then the thing is, do I also include a belt? And
Is it made out of denim?
no, so the belt I was thinking not denim, but rhinestones. Silver rhinestones on it, so it's like a white bedazzled belt.
Yeah, no, do that for sure. 100%, 100% do that.
Apparently, Kathy Milk says that they sell Croc Spurs on Amazon for cheap.
They
Yeah, they
sell
do.
Croc Spurs already? Oh, don't you have to like find a pattern and print them yourself?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I got my old roommate Croc Nuts so for her birthday one.
I hate those.
Okay, they
You
do
hate
sell
nuts?
Croc Spurs for really cheap. Okay, if something in my life ever changed and I decided to take a white belt someday, I would totally wear Crocs, the Spurs, and never wear anything else to any knighting function.
That's so funny.
That is crazy.
Might as well be comfortable.
I've never tried Crocs, so I can't like attest to their comfortability or not, but they don't look comfortable at
They
all.
don't.
Like,
They're comfortable.
no,
They're
I
like,
just feel like my feet would sweat in them so bad. Like,
you wear
that.
socks.
Wear socks?
Yeah. Just
I
wear
don't
socks
know.
if you
I don't know, man. Socks and Crocs, dude.
Crocs and socks.
I
So
don't know. It sounds like
bad.
a croc.
You don't wear Crocs and socks, you're not doing it.
You're not doing it.
Crocs are amazing. This is the best shoe ever made.
Stop that.
It looks
No,
like I
I thought
just
you were
slipped right
talking
out
about
of it.
the what was it? The Nike.
Though I've melted mine on like a fire. So I definitely need to like get some new ones.
I mean, form fitting.
Don't put your Croc next to the fire when you're chilling.
When I was like 14, I bought like a new pair of shoes that I like did a bunch of work for my dad to buy a new pair of shoes, and he was giving me a ride on his motorcycle, and I put my foot on his muffler, and so it just
Oof.
melted the bottom of my brand new shoes.
No.
It sucked.
Kathy Milk wants to
fought in
know if
hot
you
rods.
fought in it.
I have fought in Crocs before.
I want Heelys.
It was a mistake. It was an accident. I didn't mean to fight in the Crocs. I just forgot to put my other shoe. I owned Heelys when I was like 12.
Me too.
And I remember healing through Disneyland, and it was sick.
Yeah, I bet you felt fucking cool.
I felt like everybody else had to walk, and I could Healy down any mild slope.
No, I genuinely want Heelys again. Like, I wanted them for a while, but like their designs are kind of like ugly right now.
Yeah, but like,
Hating.
wasn't there a company that made a Healy that like has a retractable mechanism now?
I have seen some stuff like that. They had them. They had them when Heelys were out, but they were cheap as shit. Everyone that I
Oh.
seen had like a button. It's like, yeah, like pops the Heely out, or like the it had like two wheels sometimes. I was like, those are gonna break for sure. This Heely
Yeah,
just wheel.
I mean, like the legit Healy, you had to take the wheel out, and then like
Yeah.
you could put like a plug in your wheel. hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, cause like walking with the Healy was not comfortable, so it was like, why do I have to walk with a wheel in my heel? Was not cool. So you're like,
I didn't hate it. I like it never really bothered me.
you're like,
So
you're essentially like walking on the balls of your feet everywhere like a weirdo, or you're sliding on your wheels.
I kind of just already walk like that, like on my toes. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some Heelys again for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Get some off-road ones.
Off-road, so I can use them in Amtgard.
Yeah.
Before
You're not moving your feet, so you could get stopped and just like keep sliding.
So dumb.
That's how that works.
Before I like knew about like Amtgard and stuff when I was like a kid, I watched this documentary and like met some like LARPers at some like random thing, and they kind of like told me about some stuff. And so me and my cousins used to fight on rollerblades. It's like how
Like
we
jousting?
No, like we like fought. We would like anime style. Like we would like we have these like all of our weapons were like huge, and we would fight and like clash a little bit, but we're on rollerblades. We're like moving still, and so we would
So
like you know pass each other, and we like turn around and then like come back, and we're like.
A pizza has appeared. What is this?
What is
What are
that?
you holding?
I'm gonna put it on the end of my sword or my hook.
You're gonna put it on the end of his hook.
Yeah, make it double-ended. Funny.
Just shows up with pizza and
That's really nice
double-ended
of him.
hooks.
That he's just showing up with pizza.
I mean, it's Domino's, so
Matrix-
it's not that great.
Yeah,
Matrix,
if it was Little Caesars, I'd be real happy.
Matrix made
Oh
this
yeah,
really,
meme that shit.
really high quality throwing hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
It's okay.
He did make one.
It's really cool. It's way cooler than Critias's throwing hat that he made. I said, Critias,
Don't even
this
say.
throwing hat's way cooler than yours. And he said, yeah, but I made mine first. And I was like, okay, that's fair. But anyways, Matrix throwing hat's really cool, and you should put him in for an award for it.
I should
No.
put him in an award for it.
Put him in it for award recommendation.
No,
Why not?
What order of the owl does he have?
hey, how many owls do you have?
8.
He has 8.
No.
Let's take it.
Oh, later.
I think you
also
should give
not
him a nine.
pineapple.
You should give him you guys should give him a 9th owl for that throwing hat. It's really
No.
cool.
No,
I've seen worse.
I've seen worse.
It's a really cool throwing hat.
What's his
It's
dragon's
cool.
at?
I got an
Matrix-
8th owl for some pumpkin
left.
heads I made for
Yeah, I know.
monsters.
If he's low owl, I mean, it's pretty artistic. It looks realistic.
It's all right. I
It's
told
sick.
him. I've told him this many times. It's like
It's a little firm. It probably hurts to get hit with, but like
I
it's still
don't
cool.
know. I haven't been hit by it yet. But I tell him all the time that he needs to prove like more consistency, like not just making one thing and then getting the next award. Like it's like
Why not?
it's just not really how it works.
Well, how does it work?
It seems to work that way now.
It doesn't because he hasn't gotten an award.
Oh, well, different
Give
kingdom.
him the 9 for the throwing hat.
No. It's also not up to me. Talk to Gwen.
Tell Gwen.
Recommend it.
Yeah.
No.
Gwen
right,
listens to
where's-
you, right?
Get Ormus in here.
I told him to jump in, but he won't.
He'll say the same thing.
He's my messenger boy. What do you mean by consistency? He should make more than one throwing hat.
You should make more than one high quality
Throwing hat.
anything.
Well, that's about masterhood. It's not about the awards. Masterhood is breath.
I think that is not
you
how that
haven't played-
works.
You haven't played like more than 10 high quality battle games, so like.
What?
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's not because I didn't want to play on them. It's just because they've never existed. There's never been 10 high quality battle games in Amtgard.
Yeah, so
You're
how do you
supposed to
have
make them high
a battle
quality.
master?
Favoritism, nepotism.
Yeah.
I think is the word. Yeah, and I got nepotismed.
Did you?
Yeah.
Long as you realize it.
Long as you realize.
Wasn't somebody not in your fighting company the Monarch when you got it?
That's true.
Would you say that Golden Lions is the premier battle game company in your kingdom?
Yes.
Or would
for
would you
sure.
say they're good?
Battle games? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Would you say they listen to the spells that are being cast on them?
Would you say they cheat?
I would say that when they're in a competitive mindset, they have a tendency to skirt misunderstandings on to benefiting themselves. But
Controversial take. That's not where I was going with it. I was just asking if you thought they were the best battle game.
I do. I don't think that they're cheaters, but like the most recent experience that I had.
I meant
like,
I was just like, are they good? Is it actually?
Yeah, they're good. The most recent experience that I had with them was like a 5v5, and there was like, and this is not their fault, but like there was somebody playing a drum on the sideline, and we were casting spells, and so like I would cast spells at them, and they couldn't hear it, and so they just like didn't take it even like after I was like, hey, like I cast this thing on you.
Oh, they should take it after you say that.
Yeah, it was a little like oh, that's not that's not cool, but
well,
yeah,
Payne should stop playing the drum during the verbal game.
Eventually, Gen told him to stop playing it. Like in the middle of the game, he was like, "Hey, we can't hear what's going on," because he was playing it right next to their base. The game was also set up in like a really unfortunate way. Like it was really confusing because there's like this like triangle where like you weren't allowed to fight in the triangle, but you could cast out of. And they didn't talk about like so it's like you're allowed to like cast out of it and into the triangle, but you can't fight them, and so like we couldn't go in and fight them while they're casting at us.
So the wizards just stand in the triangle like it's like, oh no.
Yeah, I was like okay, well, but
okay, but now I'm thinking I should play Bard, go out, Song of Visit, pull out my drum, and just start making loud drum sounds in the middle of the battlefield to make it harder for everybody to play.
There you go.
The only reason to cast Song of Visit, to play music in the middle of the battlefield without being able to be messed
to
with.
annoy the shit out of everyone.
I can't think of any other reason that spell exists besides to set up a band in the middle of the field.
I forget what the exact rule is. Isn't it just like terrible sanctuary?
It's so awful. Bearer cannot be wounded and is immune to all schools. Bearer is stopped. Bearer must chant Song of Visit or sing a song regarding their general good nature and friendly disposition. Singing in the place of the normal chant is still chant, blah, blah, blah. When Song of Visit is removed, player becomes insubstantial and must immediately move directly to their base. Upon arrival, they must immediately end the effect.
The ability doesn't work very well in V8 because of how people play games.
Song of Visit is a terrible self-lost.
Yeah.
Just
but
lost
before
yourself instead.
We now play games more like League of Legends. The games were played a little bit more haphazardly, and so scouting and there are other reasons to play that before V8. V8 is a lot more fast-paced, quick, go, get it done.
I think V8 would be great if our field sizes were like 4 times the size of like that we play on typically.
You can be dispelled out of Song of Visit? This is the thing I didn't know.
Yeah, I guess.
This enchantment can be removed by Dispel and similar magic abilities.
Like, it makes sense. I just would never think of using that on
Yeah,
Song of
because the
Visit.
person is. It's like this person's doing Song of Visit. They're useless. Why would I dispel them?
Also, like, they can just in Song of Visit as you're casting it, and then they just go in sub, which then you can't dispel them. So it just doesn't make sense.
I love it.
I
What
thought
a
you can
useless
dispel people
ability.
in sub.
Not only is it useless
You
ability,
can dispel
it's
people
level
in sub.
2.
Yeah, you can dispel people in sub, but they don't have an enchantment anymore. They're just insubstantial. They just have a state.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
I gotcha.
It's a
Yeah.
level 2 ability.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
know-
only thing I could think of was so you could set up a band in the middle of the field, but then they could just dispel your band if they didn't want you to play music anymore.
You know
Yep.
what? You know what? Another spell is also level 2, Ice Ball, and those two spells that we're talking about are very equal in power.
They're super equal in power. Ice Ball.
Mezek makes a point. Might be good for quests. There
But,
are
like,
other
what do
game
you
modes.
do with Song of Visiting quests? How
Like-
is it useful in a quest?
You sit there in Song of Visit, right, and then you wait for people to come, and then you
Then you
end it
go
so you
back
can
to
report
base.
back. Yeah.
It's very situational, but it's not
The
great
only
for a
use for Song of
PvP
Visit is
game.
you Song of Visit so that you can't get killed, and then you come out of it so your scout can track you.
Yes. Are you allowed to have weapons with it?
It doesn't say you can't.
Okay. That's the tech. You Song of Visit.
You just can't be wounded and are immune to all schools.
What's the
So
input for it?
Wait, can you attack? Bearer may not wield weapons. No, you can't
Okay, there
wield
we
weapons.
go. Yeah, there
Bearer
we
may
go.
not wield
That's-
weapons, interact with game objects, impede play, gain further enchantments, or target any players. You can't do anything
You
besides make
can't
noise.
gain further enchantments.
No.
You can still carry your weapons though.
Yeah, it's just worse Sanctuary. It's just terrible Sanctuary.
It's Sanctuary that you have to say, I sing to entertain friend and foe 3 times.
3 times?
3 times. It's not even like the rest of the songs. You have to say it 3 times.
Oh my god, why? It's so bad.
Why? Yeah, I don't know its purpose.
I don't know either.
The worst spell in the game. Song of
Yeah. Even Heart of the Swarm is better.
Heart of the Swarm is actually useful.
It's
niche
actually
situations.
useful in big games.
Yeah, it's niche situations though. It's actually useful. There's not a thing that
It's
Song of
not.
Visit
God. I can't think of like any other spells that are like also bad. Oh, Ravage. Ravage is fucking awful.
It's just too long. Hard to
It's
cast.
so long. It's so long. It's so wordy. And like the difference, like, because it's like it's a piece of a kill combo. It's like what it's supposed to be, but it's like
not a good kill combo.
no, because all
But
of
it
the
is a
other
per life kill combo, right?
Wounding is refresh, but it's chargeable.
Yeah, so it's basically a per life.
Yeah, like
Kill
which is
It's an
fine,
unlimited kill combo.
which is fine. I mean, you can just make like Icy Blast Shatter like EX or not EX, experienced. So like they're also unlimited.
That's a lot of points too.
I mean, if that's all you're doing though.
Yeah.
But it's just like the reason that it's worse than the other kill combos is just because it doesn't CC them.
Yeah, they can still run
Like,
around.
They can still just if
They're
you
fragile and then
if
running
you
around.
cast that right, and then they just continue to run at you, like they're just gonna kill you probably.
Isn't your kill combo after you've ravaged somebody to actually just hit them with your sword? Like, why even cast the wounding on them?
What if they have armor?
Ah,
And,
okay.
and then you just have to hit through their armor anyways to get to the
Does shall
fragile.
ravage thy flesh, fragile. Man, I need to level wizard. I'm only level 3 in it. I played necromancer with a bunch of woundings and a bunch of ravages, and have the worst time ever.
I played a necromancer. I took like a bunch of like woundings and like pyrotechnics and steal lives. It's like mostly what I used.
You're just like, let me blow up your stuff.
Yeah.
But I am level 3. Lightning bolt's pretty cool.
What do you say? Lightning bolt?
I said I'm level 3 and lightning bolt is cool.
Lightning bolt is pretty cool.
You know what wizard gets at level 2 that isn't used enough? Suppression bolt.
It's so. No.
Why?
It's just not good.
60 seconds of no casting.
You can get. It's so easy to get released from, though. You can walk back to somebody to release you. That's why it's not good.
Oh no,
It's
but
out
they
of
can't
combat.
cast. Yeah. I just want to throw it at a barbarian.
Let me tell you my experience being suppressed with suppression bolt every single time it's ever happened to me is I get hit with it and then I just go kill the
Wait.
wizard before they can cast
No,
something
it's
else.
you can't even throw it at a barbarian. I forgot it's subdual. That's the shit.
Subdual.
Why isn't it sorcery? Come on.
Because the balls that CC are subdual. Duh.
Oh yeah, same about with the bolts, right?
Yeah.
The bolts are the ones that do damage.
The bolts are the ones that do damage.
Wait.
Fireball.
Wait. Wait. Suppression bolt. Does it do damage?
No.
It's called suppression bolt. No.
So I was talking with a bunch of people about this at like Pack War that if they just changed Fireball to be Firebolt and Suppression Bolt to be Suppression Ball, it would be all
consistent.
the ball. Yeah, it's like, but no, of course not.
No, and they're like, oh, but you have to keep it as Fireball because of like D&D or whatever. But Firebolt is also in D&D. Like, no, you have to have Fireball.
Yeah.
I just need to get level 6 so that I can just scream lightning bolt at people over and over again. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
That's my
lightning bolt.
Every time I'm playing E-Barrage, I'm literally like I start doing
do you
that.
say it that way?
Yeah. Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
It was really funny. One of my friends in college, they're like, oh, like you like LARP and stuff. I was like, yeah, and they're like, you ever just like lightning bolt people? And I'd never seen the video, and I was like, and then I was like, what are you talking about? And then they showed it to me. I'm pretty sure that is my LARP. Like, I'm pretty sure that's my LARP.
That video actually comes from a LARP called Nero.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. But it's as close as you can get is like a wizard. Like, yeah, I think all of their spells are announcing the name of it. Like,
I would be fine with that. Like if we use like packets for all of or like most of our spells, right? And you just say what it is before you throw it.
It's like
didn't I suggest that? And I was told no.
You just
you said to get rid of all verbals. I said most.
Oh, okay.
Get rid of range. What if we got rid of range verbals and they were all touch or self verbals?
What about dispel? You want that to be a ball too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dispel.
Okay. All right.
It can be an engulfing ball. Dispel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against that, honestly. It would be a little bit more confusing if you were not paying attention.
Yeah, but
I think honestly, if we just use like the colors, like if we use like white for all like subdual based spells, we use like red for all like flame based spells, then it would be fine also.
Yeah, you get into this like accessibility debate over like colors and
yeah,
like colors are supposed to be identifiable for, you know, like hearing impaired, right?
Yeah,
potentially, but it's like if you're having a bad time in Amtgard if you're hearing impaired anyways.
yeah.
Like there's obviously the game is not built for that kind of audience, and that sucks. Like it's impossible to make the game like perfectly 100% accessible.
No, for sure. I think if we removed like like more bros, it would make it more accessible. Though, even if we use like, because it's like oh, like I'm playing this class that's immune to fire, so like it doesn't matter like what they cast on me. I know that it's fire because it was red.
It's like it's like ignore the red.
Yeah, and so it's like, and then if it's like not, you can like look at somebody and be like, hey, what was that? Like I know I got hit by this thing, and I'm not immune to it.
Lightning bolt. Or throwing a red ball at somebody screaming lightning bolt and fireball.
Yeah, it's a good time.
But I don't know how much V9 we can talk about, but like there was just like kind of murmurs about the United Battle Game stuff with specifically with the color. It's like right now our colors have some like inconsistency things with them, and so they're like trying to match it like perfectly between like effect of what the color is, the effect kind of like what you're talking about, not necessarily like school, but it's like
Yeah.
everything that stops would end up being like yellow instead of like entangle ball being brown. So
Interesting.
yeah,
I could see like
I mean,
there's definitely ways to like do stuff, but
and
you could dumb
shapes.
it down so they're just basic balls shared amongst all the casters, so there's not a bunch of various different colored balls.
Well, they're
yeah,
mostly all shared. Like
yeah,
Wizard's the
like
only one that gets special stuff.
yeah, like all like the ice ball like force bolt is shared, entangle shared.
Entangle Ice Ball Force Bolt. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, and then like there's like some weird like niche things. Like I don't think that like Obeyance needs to exist. Like it's just like a weird
Yeah.
like thing. It's like healers, you can have this thing to like ignore armor and stun people.
Why does Healer have it?
It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
Hold over from older editions.
Yeah. Like I feel like there's like a balance between like thematics, right? And like functionality. And I don't think healers should be able to hit a 6-point warrior in ancestral armor with a little green ball and say, haha, I get to come hit you now and you can't do anything. It's not good.
Well, I think
But
with V9, you'll find that there's a lot of things that are going to probably change from V8 that were holdovers from V7 and 6.
Yeah, I
Because I
hope
think
so.
there's going to be a generation of change over between the two.
I hope there's a flavor increase, but also like Amtgard has this like theme itself that like Wunjo was actually talking about this. It's like Amtgard is not a medieval game, right? It's hardly some like, and with like how okay the culture is with like garb that's camo or people wearing garb that's hot pink. This is their identity. Or like he specifically brought up this guy that his whole character persona is like salad, and so he wears lettuce pants, and like this guy wears
Yeah.
lettuce pants, and they're not going to stop the guy from wearing lettuce pants in Amtgard. So it's like instead of like claiming that we're sword and sorcery or like medieval, we could just be like Amtgard's actually an isekai where we're modern day people, and we get isekai to the Amtgard realm, and we can do whatever we want. Uh,
Well,
it
I
fits
seen yeah,
fits with current culture more, and it's hilarious.
I seen this meme. This guy like bought one of those trucks, and he says, "All right, I'm isekaiing people $50 each." And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
But it's like, yeah, it's like thematically, it's like that almost fits. That fits Amtgard culture more than it is, but
Way
people would
better.
never, they would never buy into it though.
Yeah,
It's like you don't have to role play. You're just a regular dude from the mundane world, but now you're in the realm of Amtgard, and you've been isekai'd.
yeah,
there's
It's
actually
like
a
so wear your
discussion.
camo garb. Oh, sorry.
There's actually a discussion on the V9 testing about the garb requirements, about not being too obtrusive and stuff like that. And people are talking about, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? And so that discussion right now is going on V9 playtest server.
Oh yeah. People really don't want to give up their camo garb.
Yeah.
yeah. It's because they think camo still looks cool, and they're wrong. Camo's not cool, guys. Get over
Hey,
it.
there's people outside the Northwest.
Yeah.
I got
This
these,
is
like-
just a global everybody.
I got these joggers that are.
Oh, there you go.
And you think those are cool?
I work out in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Not the
people work
question
out
I
in cool
asked.
clothes?
I mean, the pants are. They're not uncool.
Do you think that them being camo makes them better?
I don't know.
It's getting really deep
I don't think
here.
they're garb.
That's at least we can attest to that. Like, no, I
Yeah.
actually,
Grumpiest Gus, yes, I am. I made a complaint about friendly fire.
what
Oh,
people
yes, they're
not taking it?
No, they're
No,
they're
it's just
taking away friendly fire.
No, they're taking away. The wording is very bad. So
I'll
they're
just
trying to
read the
say that.
post.
They're taking
I
away
mean, yeah, like
non-intentional friendly fire, but they're making
basically,
it how it plays already.
I read it wrong. I made my post and it was wrong. And I admitted that I was wrong. But they're talking about like they're trying to get across the point. Like if you toss your weapon to the other hand, it doesn't count. But it doesn't sound like that.
Like you can't hit yourself.
Yeah, they added a second qualifier that makes no
friendly
sense.
fire. Unintentional friendly fire is like not a thing in the current in what they have written.
That's fine.
I think it's fine. It's like it already plays that way. People are like, "No, don't take that. That's flat or something." You know, it's like,
yeah, like most people do that. I take shit. I take shit, and I make people feel bad for hitting.
"Oh
me.
no, for
That's-
sure." I'm like, "Nope, I'm dead."
Yes, you killed me.
Yeah. And,
So I got them at
yeah.
least to think about rewarding that section, which is I'm happy with. To see what
I have not been like
Gustav,
super
I
up on it.
immediately complained about that, and they that is a thing that they didn't mean to actually release in alpha. That was a discussion that was in it, and then they decided to keep the stab tip tech not needing 1 inch of open self. So it's bad. I said they're gonna stab through the 1 inch of. I was like, they're gonna stab through the 1 inch of closed cell, and then immediately stab through the 1 inch of open cell foam, and somebody's gonna get cored really
Yeah.
hard. It is bad tech. That was immediately changed. That's not part of it. What was I on about? We were we were doing some more. I lost.
it's okay. I interrupted.
Oh.
And you guys both have things to do in the morning. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna. We were talking about friendly fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a horrible interaction in the game right now that I hate, and that is like, because I've been playing a lot of Assassin. It's like, even though I think it's the worst class, I have a lot of fun playing it. And so
Yeah.
that's why I keep playing it. And because I like light throwing, but I will throw them at people, and there's this terrible interaction, right? Because bounces count with throwaways. And so if you hit like if the throwaway bounces off somebody hits you, you take a wound, right? But it's not even that part that I'm like complaining about. Is that when I throw my throwaway at somebody's and like I hit their leg and then it is rolling back at me, I have to wait for it to stop and then I can pick it up. If it's rolling even a little bit and I pick it up, I've wounded myself.
I don't think that you can wound yourself. I don't know if that
You
is
can't. You can kill yourself. There's no rules against it.
There's no.
So if
no,
I throw a throwaway and it bounces off somebody's shield and hits me in my chest, I'm supposed to take it.
I don't think so.
Same way with arrows.
I don't think so.
Friendly fire counts, bro.
It's not friendly fire though. You can't like if I hit myself with a sword, I'm not wounding myself.
Yes, you can.
No.
And grazes won't count on projectiles, which is, yeah. Which
That's-
honestly, the amount I play a lot of bow too, and people don't take grazes anyways, even though they're supposed to. So if I don't have to yell at people that grazes count, it's honestly like a positive for me.
Yeah, my issue with the friendly fire thing is like I'll throw throwaways at people's shield and it'll bounce off the shield and then hit my own teammate. That's what sucks. Like,
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure by the way the rules are written, if you throw a throwaway at somebody's shield, it bounces and hits you in the chest, and you're unarmored in the chest, you die. That is how
Yeah.
the game is.
I don't
And
think
so-
I don't think there's any text that allows you to wound yourself. Like that's I'll look into it again, but I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah,
have
there is a text. It
descriptions.
says bounces count.
I'm pretty sure it's that way, and so I have to look at my throwy rolling on the ground towards me and wait until it stops rolling, and then I can. And I'm like,
I
man,
mean, you
this
can always
sucks.
stop it
I
with your
wanna pick-
foot on the ground.
but then my foot will be off the ground. Like I have to like put
No,
my foot in front of it
You
and
just,
then
like,
let it
stop
Keep
stop.
your
like a
heel
soccer
on the
ball.
ground.
Yeah.
I
Goof.
guess it seems terrible. I just want to
Yeah.
pick
I
it
didn't
up and
say it
throw
wasn't
at somebody
terrible.
again. I
Dude,
wanna
just pick
and-
it up. Just pick it up. I'm
I wanna-
pretty sure you can't. Like
I want to be able to like. I want to hit somebody with my throwy, it bounce off of them, and I can catch it in the air and throw it at somebody else.
I think you can do that already.
You can't.
I'm
You
gonna
get
I'm gonna
wounded.
look I'm gonna look into it. I think you're wrong.
You get wounded. You're not a monk.
I
Only
think
monks
you're
can do it.
I think
Only
you're
monks can
wrong.
do it.
Dude, just get some hand armor. Then you can do it twice.
Only monks can do it. Also, when a monk throws a weapon, if it comes out of their hand and clips their finger, it's now not
nullified.
It's
Stop
not.
talking. All right, I gotta go.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Good
let me
chit-chat,
end this
guys.
here there. All right.
Yeah.
So thank everyone for being here on Baelnorn and Friends November 2022 edition. We will be back with some amount of people in December, and I hope that you'll join us. Thank you.